all the other wrestling programs. Now it's time to listen to the guys who aren't booty.
It's hashtag WrestlePals.
Woo!
Hello there. Hi. I forgot how to do this.
1 week.
You know, technically, if you take the 1, that equals 2. So it's been 2.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody, it's hashtag WrestlePals. Ah, see there, that's how you do it, right? Or that's how I do it?
Mhm.
How would you do it?
Hey, you know, in there, people watching on the, the internet there, it's a program we do. We talk a little bit about the, wrestling there, call the show,
What was that?
Wrestle Pals.
God damn it. All right. No, that isn't how you would do it. That's how your Norm would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Your Norm would. Hey, everybody, it's hashtag WrestlePals. Hi, how have you been? They're not answering. I don't know why they're not.
Christopher Brown says, seriously, guys?
I'm sorry, sir. Sorry. Hey, look over there. It's hashtag WrestlePal Justin. Who's that guy? How are you? Justin Wilson, a man of science.
Real man of science.
Done.
No, Christopher Brown, you will not see a Bailey cutout in the background because she is my ex. Liv is the live of my life now.
It's weird. She took the X in the breakup, or took the. Well, no, that's how exes break up. I don't know how relationships.
I'm not
work.
Bay yet.
Hi, I'm a hashtag WrestlePal Nate. I hope the music cuts off right there.
That's you.
That's me. That's me. And
Aren't you a man of science?
yeah.
Well, there's science all over the floor now. Well done.
It's only carpet. That'll soak up. That's fine.
That'll be fine.
Hi, I'm a hashtag WrestlePal Nate. What's up? Sometimes Justin, sometimes I nail it. So, hey everybody, we had a week off.
Yeah.
How was your vacation?
So, first of all, I don't like missing WrestlePals.
No.
For many reasons, not just because I like to be an idiot and talk about wrestling.
Well,
I
we're
like
gonna do
being
that anyway.
stupid.
Yes.
And the normalcy and just
Norm Olsey.
yeah.
All right.
But so here a lot has actually happened in these 2 weeks. So literally 2 weeks ago,
2 weeks.
literally 14 days ago, I left your house to go home and got in a car accident. So that was first thing.
Waiting for the punchline. What's up? Funny joke.
Yeah, no funny there.
No?
No funny there. I got in a car wreck, and clearly I'm fine. Not much happening here.
I'm gonna say par.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like you're not losing any strokes.
Having a stroke? I'm not having a stroke. I don't think.
Where
Dear
we
God.
That's an old clip from a different. Never mind.
Yeah.
Please don't have that. A new clip from an even older song. Great. So yeah,
I was in a car accident, and again, I'm fine. And technically speaking, I could have figured out a way to get here, but I didn't have a ride.
Well, there were other extenuating circumstances,
and that's that. So that was just the tip of the iceberg, as it were. So the storm was supposed to be coming in. You were
the storm, Lance,
the Hurricane Florence. There.
Helms,
the Hurricane Florence. And you work in a field where, that's a big deal, and that means you're going to have to work more.
I work in a building. I don't work in a field.
Jesus Christ.
What's up, Alpha One employees? What's going on?
So you were like, yeah, with this thing coming in, I may be working 24 hours a day.
Guess who has to work forever? Also sleep at work. What's up?
So we weren't sure how that was gonna
Uh-huh.
pan out, and so we're like, okay, so let's just we'll just have to take the week off.
Yeah, it was my work, Justin's
Almost dying.
misfortune. Misfortune was
I should have died. I really should.
Like as an option, that's like a choice you could have made. Don't do that. I'm scared.
I wouldn't. I have too much to live for.
You're talking about life and death, and my only thought is,
Oh, come on.
I'm terrified of watching you drink out of a can because I'm worried the little tab is gonna like grab your mustache and just death on the table. Hold on a minute. Watch that stash, yo.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting
Waiting.
for what I said to catch up with you.
What'd you say?
I have too much to live for.
Can I press a button?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It won't work when I press. Why?
I will if I do it.
But that was directed. Oh.
That's you.
So Justin nearly dies in a car accident.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping at work because it's my job for
Yeah.
some reason, and also deadly hurricane.
Yeah.
Eh.
Which, I mean, it ended up not coming through.
Well, I mean,
Here, thankfully.
on Twitter, we're WrestlePals VA for a reason.
Mhm.
Southeastern Virginia. You're like south-ish Eastern, whatever. Doesn't matter.
No place stamps.
If you watch where no place stamps. If you watch where the hurricane went, it literally encircled us.
Yeah.
It was like it was doubling back for us. So yeah.
We got a lot of rain, but
Which day, man? It
Yeah.
made my job sweet pay with a lot of money for no reason. Everyone's just like, I don't know, man, water.
it's really wet water, apparently.
It's still bad. No one's talking about it because it's the county and nobody cares. It's so sad.
But I mean, it was a big storm, and North Carolina and South Carolina did get hit pretty bad. So hopefully, if you're from there, everybody's okay there. So that's what we've been doing. Hey, look at that, Man of Zites. But it's a good week to come back. Again, last week, I guess, if there was ever a week to miss, last week was the one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little Hell in a Cell prep, and not much else shaking in the world.
You know, and honestly, with the whole the work stuff and whatnot, it was a good week to. Every once in a while, this is a
Play
bad thing.
GTA?
Shut up. This is a bad thing to like probably say as a wrestling podcasty type show type stuff and whatnot. Sometimes it's good to take a minute and just come back and like look at the storylines a little fresh. Look what's happened. Look what's new. So I did end up kind of taking the week just being like, all right, I'll check back in come Hell in a Cell, and whatever news I'll pick up along the way, and just gonna let it happen. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna get to Hell in a Cell, and it's gonna be full of surprises and fun stuff. And
So I do want to say,
whose kid is this?
yeah, Jesus, my man.
Okay, it's my favorite thing of the week, by the way. And Bobby Lashley's all over it.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe Bobby Lashley is turning into one of my favorite things.
He's not even a joke. It's not funny. He's in on the joke. He's the impetus of the joke, and it's great. And it's not belittling, but at the same time, it's just reaffirming he's really strong and really happy. The only thing we ever knew about him: really strong, really happy. Guess what? I'm psyched for a real strong, real happy guy.
Yeah,
my
the
man,
best, my man,
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley. I do have to say, Hell in a Cell far exceeded my expectations. Now, I mean, almost always on paper, WWE's pay-per-views look good.
Mm-hmm.
Almost always.
I always end up going in like a little tired, as if to say, all right, here we go. I guess, try to entertain me. Let's see what you got. And then, they immediately do. And I'm like, oh yeah, wrestling can be fun. And it went into this show, and it looks weirdly fantastic on the card. But I also was looking at it as, it doesn't seem like a ton of matches.
Yeah.
I'm used to like, pack them in. Nah, man, everybody got a little bit of time, and they were well done. It was a well-paced show without being hectic, and leaving a lot of time to put together a big red cage.
Yeah. So you said something like going in about like all the people that were missing the pay-per-view. And normally that's a thing for me. It's like, it made me worried that, people aren't going to get utilized.
Because we talk about going back to the co-branding, worry that SmackDown is going to get kind of put on the back burner. And people have put out little things like, hey, when's the last time a WWE title is main evented a co-branded show?
Mm-hmm.
Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when the Universal title isn't being defended, even then, WWE title is still, oh, hey, cool, the Intercontinental title is maining, yay. Oh, WWE's Championship's third match, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Um.
But yeah, I do have the list there of who wasn't there, and it's a crazy list.
Yeah.
If you think about it, you could almost do a whole nother pay-per-view with just who wasn't there.
Yeah. Right.
You want a quick rundown
Yeah.
of it?
Let's give a rundown real
No
quick.
U.S. champion, Nakamura.
Mm-hmm.
Elias was not there.
Mm-hmm.
No, my man.
My man.
Now, this is one thing that was crazy about Hell in a Cell. Lots of women representation.
Yeah.
Like, there were 2 women's championship matches, singles matches, by the way, and the mixed match, which did not shy away from the women participating.
Nope.
But even then, you still had Bailey and Sasha were not on there. Asuka was not on there, and the rest of the women's roster. But still, those were the main ones who I don't want to say are almost guaranteed a spot in a pay-per-view, but they can really be contenders.
The reason that I pause and am not upset with some of these people not getting on is on television. There's Super Showdown coming up.
There's
There's
Smashdown.
There's
Smoke.
Evolution coming up, and I think that's
No,
it
Ric Flair retired.
for pay-per-views. The Winnipeg Arena is going to be on fire.
It is.
They're setting up on television. They're telling the stories with all those people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they're just not getting used. They're
Yeah,
just
they're-
didn't make the pay-per-view.
You're not stuck in the pre-show wrapping up your feud. You're not just relegated to filler in the the beginning of the second hour on Raw. I hate to say it, it ends up being kind of a dead zone. Or the beginning of the third hour ends up being a little weird too. But these guys still have spots, but are missing from the show. A show that felt like it could have more spots in it, but didn't need it.
I'm glad they didn't.
I am too.
I'm really glad they didn't because
That's
everything
almost a weird
delivered
thing.
in a way.
Yeah, watching them take the time, take the space, leave the room for the stories and the matches to breathe, and everything benefited as a result. Hey, we had these giant packed rosters where anything can happen, and all of these weird matchups can happen at any time, and we can make them work with a storyline because they're SmackDown, and we're gonna make you care, but we're also gonna let them rest. It's like the whole idea of letting somebody rest from an injury.
Yeah.
You get the 4 to 9 months where they're going to be out. Then all of a sudden you've got this big return. It's a big deal when these people come back,
Yes, very big deal.
and this is giving them the opportunity to kind of go away for a minute without being injured, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
I get to take a break, heal up, come back better, and if I need
Maybe
a
with
tweak,
new ideas. Yeah.
exactly when I need a tweak, Shanti. I'm doing. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, I'm not Shanti. This is Luke Harper.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Nathan.
that's me.
Norm Macdonald here. You know.
No, you're
Ah.
okay.
One thing I wasn't sure if you noticed there. At
What?
the bottom of the screen there. Liv Morgan over here in this corner.
In this corner.
Right over there. Shanti.
I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't like it. But god damn it, I respect it. And that makes me more mad.
It's not a good Norm impression. Like the cadence is right, and all the stuff I'm cramming in there is right.
Yes. The weird, not necessarily non sequiturs, the over sequiturs. They make sense. They fit. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Also missing no Balor, which is nice having him off for a second. But I still feel like the tags get a little underwhelmed.
So let's talk about that for a second, because we can leap right in. Pre-show was
But that's the thing. I was noticing the Usos weren't there.
Yeah.
Owens wasn't there.
yeah.
Otis wasn't there.
Otis rules.
Otis rules, by the way.
Otis freaking rules.
We'll talk about how much we love SmackDown, and then we'll talk about how much better NXT is. So, beginning of the show.
So I didn't see the pre-show.
The Battle of the Days.
I didn't expect Rusev Day and New Day on the pre-show. First of all, like as much as New Day's delivered, how could they possibly be on the pre-show?
I feel like New Day ends up getting stuck in the pre-show, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
Mhm.
All right, fine,
Mm-hmm.
cool. We're gonna make you upset that you didn't pull the trigger on it. But then you look at the rest of the show, and it's like,
Yeah, I guess that's
I
kind of
mean,
the one.
somebody has to go there,
Yeah.
and it's not really a punishment because it almost feels like the pre-show can be not necessarily punishment, but like a, hey, it's not as important.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys overperform so much every time that they make the most of it. They make it so it's a you can't miss thing. They make it when you go back to watch the replay and you're like, what the hell was that match I wanted to see? And then you have to go search it out, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I wish on the replays they would add that in a little more, even if they edit it down. Jamin, I know that's asking too much to have them go back and edit and repackage and edit, but damn man, they lose a lot of good stuff that way. WWE puts out so much good product, and they let so much of it just languish with just making it weirdly unsearchable. Wow.
Yeah. Again, I didn't get to see it. I see that New Day retained, and it made the story that they're telling with Rusev Day much clearer.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, if I'm being honest, I thought Rusev Day was going to win, and they were going to prolong what they ended up doing on Tuesday till a couple months down the line.
Yeah, I thought so too, and I still didn't see it going the way it went.
Yeah.
Because they end up going with Aiden kind of costs things and stuff, and I really thought when they put Aiden with Rusev, it was purposefully to heal up Rusev as much as possible.
And it didn't work.
Everyone's like, "Yay, Rusev Day! This is the best." All right, give him an opera singer that everybody's gonna boo. And what happens? Rusev was so beloved that they ended up loving the opera singer gimmick, the evil, half-ass looking evil scientist, twirly mustache villain. Well, he was a vaudevillain.
Yes.
And everyone was like, "He's with Rusev. We like this dude."
We
and
like
you know
this
what?
dude.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
And I thought for sure they were going to steer even harder into it and have Rusev turn on Aiden.
Yeah, I thought that for a little bit too.
And it's like, all right, we're going to get a little Aiden, mid-card faces weirdness and see what happens and give it a chance and it might go away. Nah.
Nah, this works perfectly.
They say, hey,
Splendidly.
what's up, Natural Heel?
Yeah.
How are you today?
I mean,
Bad.
Yeah.
I'm evil, Jack.
EVILJACK. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
As a bum would drink from a bottle of whiskey. That's how we kill you. Swiftly.
It sounds like you're just a weirdly coherent pirate. I want you to know this.
Okay.
Okay, that's how you come off to me. And I don't.
All right.
And I'm okay.
I'm not sure if you know this. I want to make this painfully clear.
Oh, it hurts.
I love Liv Morgan.
He loves Liv Morgan.
I can't shout like that.
That's
I
That's what
can't
you
shout like that. Question becomes now, what do you do with Aiden once his singles feud with Rusev is over with? I mean, you could feud him with Dillinger. They're kind of building him up. Truth.
What's up, nice solid little mid card heel?
Yeah, he'll be, upper mid card, likely.
Look, after what they did with Jinder, I have complete faith in SmackDown.
Yeah.
Like they've made me. I got to a point where it's like, oh, it's Truth, cool. Hey, much respect. I'm glad to see you still work. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, SmackDown made me care about Truth,
Yeah.
and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually weirdly excited for Aiden, just to see him do more of his single stuff because he's weirdly impressive.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's necessarily he's gotten to show what his style and moveset's going to be,
Not much.
but I'm really, really excited to see what it is going to be.
And I'm also really looking forward to him getting booed singing again.
Oh my god! And he's unique in a field of big giant dudes. And big giant tan dudes.
Yeah.
He's pale as all hell. He's embracing the hairline infraction up there and just going with it. And you know what? Looks great as a result. Why? Because he stands out and he's different as a result. And just to see him Tuesday, Jesus, he was. Has he been that ripped before? Like, he looked good, but still pale and evil. He looks like you picked a fight with a mad scientist and you ripped off the lab coat and you regret your decision. And you know what? I'm cool with that. I like it. And it's maybe me when we had this kind of discussion when we had the Jim the Anvil discussion. I like a different body type because
Yeah.
it's something different and it's something more weirdly kind of identifiable. And you know what? I'm cheering the hairline. That's all I'm doing. Cheering the hairline. Well done, hairline. That sounds like a terrible, like, derogatory nickname when I really want to cheer for him. By that, I mean I would boo the hell out of him because that's
what you do for bad guys.
he's working hard, and
Yeah.
I want to boo him because he's good at being bad.
Yeah. Christopher Brown says, given that they paired him with Gotch and then Rusev, I'm not sure if English can handle being in a singles feud for very long.
I don't
I
know.
mean, he was singles before Vaudevillains. Now, granted, it was 4 or 5 months or so.
Mhm.
Hi, Yukio.
But you've seen, Christ, you've seen him make the most of each opportunity with the Vaudevillains. This is like, hey, here's something that shouldn't work, beloved.
Yeah. So,
Hey, here you are. Okay, we're gonna let you sing, beloved.
worst case scenario, he's a tag specialist, and maybe he pulls in another bad guy from NXT or something, and he starts a new tag team. I mean, is that so bad? Helps make another new star?
I mean,
Would that be the worst thing?
feel a weird.
It's Luke Harper.
I mean,
Ellie asked who's creeping behind Jinder. It's Luke Harper.
yeah. All right. Oh God, please tell me we get singles Harper again. I want singles Harper so bad.
Harper in English.
I'm
Let's
not
do it.
mad at that. Dude, what weirdly English kind of reminds me of is SmackDown's version of Cesaro, where I think he could be great.
Which
He's-
is where Cesaro is.
which is fine. I mean, if Cesaro ends up rolling his career as a tag specialist, great. That
Yeah.
means he's going to have an extra long career
Yeah.
because he's not killing himself out there every night with the singles programs. He's coming out looking good and doing more with storytelling, and it's amazing. If that's where you end up, that's not a bad place to be.
It's really not.
Do you have all the belts up on the wall? Maybe not. Are you beloved? Yes.
Again, I would love to see Cesaro get his chance to shine. But if it doesn't happen, is that the end of the world?
No.
Because
You still get to see him.
I get to see him every week, and he's not going to be forgotten to time.
No.
Like, he's made a spot. So, I guess that gets us into the card proper, because
All right, the War of the Days is over.
yeah. Christopher Brown actually said, and I can't disagree more. He said, Orton
what?
Hardy should have been on the pre-show. Honestly, that was a hot open. Put them in a cell, and that way over-delivered. The discomfort. This Orton is the best Orton we've had.
You know what? It is a really good Orton.
And Jeff,
Yeah.
help Jeff. I really wanted to help Jeff.
Wanted to help Jeff
I
too.
wanted to help Jeff.
Okay. I feel they kind of had to make that decision if they were doing two Hell in a Cell matches to bookend them. I'm okay with that. One near the beginning, one near the end, instead of having them back to back. Back to back, I think they would have taken away from one another. That being said, I wish there were at least a third on the card. I mean, even if you don't use it all that much, if you for Christ's
Nathan,
sake, what
Nathan.
happened?
Oh my God! I think Ellie just stumbled on something that could be amazing.
What?
She says we need Harper in a U.S. title picture or sent to Raw. Harper and Luke Harper and Nakamura, please. Even if it's just one-off. I mean, I prefer the program.
Speaking of one-off, yeah, Harper just showed up on an NXT show.
Yeah.
Harper versus Ricochet at an NXT live event, and then passing around the rumor of, hey, maybe you want to pay attention to those NXT live events because you never know who's going to show up because they can and they will, and that's great. And mixing it up again gives credibility to those NXT stars and the NXT product. And okay, yeah.
Help Jeff. So Christopher Brown clarifies his point. If you put them on in the cell on the pre-show, it would help draw in more viewers. Technically speaking, sure. I mean, I can't disagree with that logic.
They tried building it up hard, and they built it up too much to have it on the pre-show.
Yeah.
And then it would have been weirdly like you tuning in. It's like, where the hell was that match at? Well, kind of like we did with the New Day match. Where the hell was the New Day match at? Jesus, I'm not getting home till like 6:45. It's over. Oh Christ, man! I got to go back and I have to go and search it out because even in the replays, it's rolling right back into the main show. It's like come on, fuck. No,
problem.
you don't have to. Christ.
Come on, fuck
The chunk out of Orton's leg was making me get, dude.
Okay. So
Towards the end of the match.
because Orton has always had that. They've always billed it as the methodical style, which is
Jeff.
weird watching. Like, because
Methodical Jeff or Methodical Orton versus Jeff.
he's that methodical
was so
style is what
Jeff.
I've thought of every time we've watched Jinder fall into his role as you know, oh, he's so great. Look at him, he's so good. He's mad at you. Look at him.
Don't be mad at me.
Oh, well, look, you've ruined the man of.
Shanti.
You ain't bringing peace to that man.
Shanti.
Mahalisha.
Shanti. Shanti.
Hey, leave him alone. It's okay, Jinder. It's fine. We'll talk. Easy, Luke. Maybe I shouldn't have toys over here. I'm just glad Berserker's gone.
I'm not.
I feel good about
He
this.
lost. He lost a thing. He needs the money.
He's had a bad week. The Berserkers had a. They did. It was dismissed.
Mhm.
So seeing Orton steer into the methodical style, him as a bad dude, it really
Bad dudes.
it really plays into it because it definitely felt slower than what we were starting to be more conditioned to like and want, and it was still good.
Yeah.
Usually when you slow down with the methodical pace, it ends up being a little like,
Especially something in the cell.
wait till we get to the next spot. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, but I feel they really amplified the spots up.
Yeah.
And Jeff with the weird
Jeff.
quick bursts of energy, quick bursts of speed, they meant something more than just running full speed the entire match. Doing more with some less. And Jesus, dude, like some of the stuff was bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff, why are you doing things? You scare me, Jeff. I want to help you, Jeff. Come on, Jeff.
Who
Help you.
who let Jeff in there?
Help Jeff.
Like, I went into this match like legit worried, like he was going to do things that were going to be bad.
Well, he did.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
He did. He lived. That's
Uh-huh.
That's what made me go. I could finally like breathe at the end of the match. Okay, the ending spot didn't get me as bad as the upside down ladder dropping into the ladder. That's the one where I was like, no, you're gonna get cut up. You're gonna get sliced up real bad, dude. This is not going to be good. And it wasn't. Go figure. Almost as if falling onto pinching, collapsing metal is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I get. Was the idea supposed to be to break the supports and have the ladder collapse on him? Because that's awful. And that was your plan? Or are you supposed to stay on those things?
Yeah, help
'Cause-
Jeff.
No.
Help Jeff, break the ladder,
I
Jeff.
really wanted to help Jeff. It was bad. It was really bad. And
I like that we're getting comments that just say, Jeff.
Jeff.
Oh, help Jeff.
Poor Jeff.
Poor Jeff. That last spot, though, where he climbs up to the ladder and he starts hanging, I'm like, no,
He set up
why?
he set up the two ladders,
Yeah.
okay? And I don't know what the hell the plan was, but he didn't do what it was gonna be, because it looked like he was gonna do the weird pommel horse jump over, and then it was like, hold on, worse idea, here we go, and then he's hanging on the cage, which is I'm actually very excited to see a different use of the cage.
Yeah.
I love seeing weird innovation. It doesn't have to be more brutal. It doesn't have to be more violent. It doesn't necessarily need blood. It doesn't need ultra violence. Innovation is what I'm more excited about, and this was definitely something new. I mean, you could tell he's like does this shit at his house. Like he's got a weird like drop ceiling where he's like, take those out. Jeff got
wants
an
to-
idea.
Jeff wants to drop.
Jeff wants to fall down hard. Go. And he's just falling on golf carts and shit, whatever he's got around that weird house. I gotta go mow the lawn weird. Help Jeff. Agriculture. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I'm sure he's a very intelligent individual.
He falls through that table. I'm like, ugh,
I
gross.
I saw someone immediately after that make a comment of, oh man, if they could have turned that into an RKO. Okay, cool. Someone would have died. I was watching that spot and like thankfully seeing his hands come down for the table, and I think he's fallen farther. But damn, it's never looked quite that bad.
No, man.
Like,
Ugh.
ooh, it was a good flat. Like, if there were any way to go through that table, that was as best as it could have possibly been done. And even doing that, he should be dead.
So
And then the weird ref, man. Like,
get some help in here. Get some help. Actually, I like this because again, it's Psycho Orton.
it made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it
I don't know if for me if that necessarily benefited Orton as much as like I don't like this. I don't like this. But I saw him go down and I was very much like, No, he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be. I guess we're.
Do your damn job.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. It was just a hair like too long, enough to make me go. I don't like this. I don't like this. I felt uncomfortable. Like
You had feelings?
I had to go poo.
Oh.
I got a little like. I got a little worried. I was
no.
like, I don't want to see the man die.
Oh,
I like Jeff.
Jeff forgot to wear a diaper.
I stole his belt. I didn't even win it. I bought it. So, and then in the middle of the match, at one point, Orton goes under the ring, finds a toolbox. I want to say,
Oh, dear Lord.
cleanest, nicest tools I've ever seen.
Yeah, right.
Almost as if they were brand new and never used, and never used to actually work on any sort of machinery or any sort of equipment ever. Because that's cool.
Wait, hold on. Let me
What are you doing?
take that off and then put that back in.
There we go.
There we go.
Look, have you ever seen a cleaner, nicer screwdriver? I don't know, man. I've got like screwdrivers laying around here. I ain't
You tried
putting
to
any
screw
of
me
them
last
out.
week.
I did. I didn't know it was a premonition. I didn't mean to.
You mean to what?
I didn't mean to like foretell the future
Yeah.
with a screwdriver attacking you. I was thinking Abdullah the Butcher. I was not thinking Randy. Goddamn Randall.
Nathan.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy and I
I'm sorry, I lost track of that sentence. It took a while.
in hell in a cell. 3 days
I thought you were done. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
ago,
Three-
Randall
You started this sentence.
K.
Eh,
Orton
What does the K stand for? Did we ever discuss this?
Kelvin.
Kelvin. I thought it was Kanish.
Hmm?
Wanna go get some? I mean, we got
You
time
name a
before the
fucking
end of this
Kanish?
sentence. What?
You know, name my Kanish.
I'm Evil Jack. It's been in my head all day.
So just real quick, Matt mentioned this, and we didn't. I don't know if you guys mentioned it, but that red cell was stylish as hell. The internet outrages about some weird things, man.
If you're mad about, I totally like caught my mustache in that goddamn can top and it hurt like hell. Yeah. We got to be mad about something. What are we going to be mad at? Match quality? No. Matchups? No. Story? No. Roman? Yeah, you're going to be. Yeah, they're going to. Fine. Whatever. Yeah. People upset about a red cell. But, I don't know, man. What did you think of the look of it?
I like different.
It made it feel a little special.
Yeah.
Because something's kind of weirdly happened. It was almost as when they went to the idea of having this as an event, it kind of took a little bit of the special out of it. It used to be the way to end a blood feud, even if they were going to do, let's say, 1 or 2 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, but it came up when it was necessary to come up. As soon as they made it an event, it felt like these kind of got forced a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the Orton-Hardy feud could have lasted a bit longer. A little bit more torturous, a little bit more sadistic Randy. Maybe Randy could go burn down his spiritual household, his spiritual shack in the middle of the woods.
Well, I think
That's what he does, right? Burns down shacks?
I think they used this to write Jeff off of television.
Which, you know what? Fantastic if that's what it is.
According to Tuesday, Randy's moving on to whoever's next.
Well, no, Randy's into production now, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, went in the production truck and accosted a man, and he said, you think this was bad there, you know? And Norm MacDonald here, Nathan. You know,
Norm K. McDonald.
you know,
K stands for Kelvin.
Randy Orton there, you know, in the truck, you know, in production.
Christ, that's good. That one made me happy. I'm off mic, so it's not real. It doesn't count. Go ahead.
You know, moving on to the next one.
Okay. So where do you want Orton to go next?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of who's freed up or close enough to something wrapped.
You've got the picture of the screw. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think they worked on that?
Dear Lord.
Like, do you think they were on a bus somewhere, like Randy Orton's personal bus with his like spa package thing on there, and he has Jeff over,
Jeff.
and Jeff's like, I brought the screwdriver. I got an idea.
I want to know, like, if
no,
the
you can
ear
give
thing.
it another turn. Give it another turn. I'm good. I'll help Jeff. And then it was like, oh,
That's where we are. Just a tweet back.
right. Just okay, not that far, and I can pull this. This is fine. This is good. Yeah.
Jeff's all right. Jeff's all right. Jeff's not all right.
I'll put my foot through it. And he just steps in, wears his own ear as a belt.
Did they just stumble into that, you think?
I don't know
Like,
what
he
the hell
just
happened.
kind of was like, I'm going to pull at your ear, Jeff. Well, you cool with that? All right.
They're just down. He's got him in a
And
headlock.
everybody's
It's
like,
like,
ah!
hey, Jeff, I got a weird idea.
Stick my fingers in your ears.
Yeah, that's like a wet Willie? No. A wet Randy. Yeah.
And then they were like, you know what? Let's just keep doing that. Because,
I think people didn't like that.
yeah.
But in like the good, not like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Like, I don't know, man. Like, a human earlobe is not meant to take a whole lot of abuse. Was Drake
Nah.
Maverick still on the goddamn screen?
Hmm?
Drakey Poo still on the screen?
See, that's what I was thinking, Ellie. Daniel Bryan was, Daniel Bryan, or if Styles loses to Joe.
Where does Orton go?
Yeah.
SmackDown's got some good, bad dudes.
Yeah, but we need a good dude for him to attack.
Hmm.
Somebody. So, like, his whole idea is your heroes. Daniel Bryan would be one.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. God, no, SmackDown is so good. And AJ would be good for that, too. But AJ's so good with the title.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this Orton has a possibility of having another championship run in?
Oh, jeez.
And I'm saying
There
that
are
with,
five-
with a field of Miz, Bryan, Joe, all in the wings.
I mean,
Does
technically,
Orton have a spot in there?
technically, yes, especially this Orton.
Of course.
But good Lord, like, all of those people, like, there's 5 people that could be WWE champ right now that would be amazing at it,
yeah.
including remaining at.
Rusev.
So you make that 6.
I say that, but he's like, I don't know. I think Rusev's got some great things ahead of him
Yeah, I
because
agree.
they're finally like relenting. Like, fine, go.
Mm-hmm.
You've made people really like Lana. Lana is best. Lana number 1. You can't not do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you did it,
Because she's the best. She number 1.
and it's just because Rusev said so.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the I don't know. I don't know. Do not like. So yeah, and then Jeff falls to the table, and they made everybody feel uncomfortable. Get this cage up. That ref made me very uncomfortable, and I did not like it.
Good. Because
Yeah.
I did too. I was like, get him out of there. Get him out of there.
And as soon as they see them bring it out, they like neck brace. I'm like, all right, okay, I feel better now.
Yeah.
Nothing
Well,
says.
as soon as I see Orton going, do your damn job.
Okay.
Count.
Also, the Big Chunk.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about myself. That's my new name, the Big Chunk.
Big Chunk. Ace. Mr. Cool over here.
You know what I've been doing like all day at work?
Being Mr. Cool.
No.
Wearing a leather jacket.
No, it's actually really chilly in there, which is weird. Beth Phoenix pose. It's my favorite thing now.
Oh, the
Beth Phoenix pose is the best pose in all of wrestling.
hard to argue. I mean,
Randy Orton's got his thing,
Yeah.
and everybody else has got their things. Beth Phoenix pose is my favorite pose.
Hmm.
We'll continue that in a discussion another time. I want to experiment with Beth Phoenix pose and see if it's as good as I think it is. So yeah, Orton wins. Jeff's gone. A fantastic match that could have done nothing as far as storytelling goes. Makes Orton an evil bastard and gets Jeff some time off.
sets a hell of a tone for the pay-per-view. My brother thought it was the match of the night. I disagree, but like it's hard to argue.
I feel like you could weirdly argue for any single match on that card being the match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a wonderful feeling.
Absolutely is. Is next the women's championship?
Let's see. I believe it was. I got the list of them, but I don't have them in the right order.
No.
There we go. There's the right order. Yeah, SmackDown's women's Flair versus Becky. It was weird.
Weird
Can
spot.
I just discuss this? I know this might be a little tangential to it.
Okay.
I've gotten to a point where I don't like saying Charlotte versus Becky. They had this weird thing where they tried to transition from divas into women's wrestling, but they still kept referring to them by a first name basis.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that was still weird, not on purpose or anything. It's just like, hey, this is how we refer to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bailey. It's Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's some sort of weird patronizing thing. I haven't really thought about it too much, but I got thinking about that when I was seeing his build as Becky versus Charlotte. It's like, nah, that's Lynch, yo.
Well,
That's Flair. And because I feel like they're not Becky and Charlotte. They're They're Flair versus Lynch. This is a damn fight.
Yeah.
This isn't a women's match. This isn't a special attraction. These are two fighters going into fight.
Yeah. To that point, have you noticed though that you have your Baileys, you have your Carmellas.
Right.
Charlotte is Charlotte Flair. Like she was Charlotte for a while.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, you're gonna have a last name too.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be Charlotte Flair. But they aren't billing it as Flair versus Lynch, and that is I didn't even think about it.
They haven't dropped the name, but I feel like it's a weird patronizing thing. That I don't necessarily think it's on purpose, but I feel it's a packaging thing. It's like, hey, we want to make this more palatable and bring in female viewers, especially younger girls, and make this something they can watch. So we want them to be identifiable. It's the branding of girls' toys is all first name basis.
Yeah.
It isn't Miss or Mrs. Respect. No, it's the friendly girl.
What's
thing.
Barbie's last name?
Exact. I think that is her last name.
Oh, so she's
Jane Barbie.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. That's Mrs. Barbie to you, God. But yeah, it's just
It is. Here's the weird thing, though. Arguably the second best storyline on WWE television was Charlotte versus Becky.
yeah.
Second
man.
match out. Like
Well,
that was a hot feud, or it is. It still is a hot feud.
I think it's just beginning
Yeah.
in a weird way, and it's getting better. Becky, excuse me, I get Lynch. I don't know. Again, that's why I was thinking about it. I never think Becky Lynch. I either think Becky or I think in a matchup, marquee matchup as Lynch. But I'm worrying too much about my terminology, and I'm getting screwy in the whole thing. I think there's still way more to be told as she's getting better into the role she's falling into. And she's falling into it so comfortably good.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna boo me.
Yeah.
Yay.
They're still not like her verbiage is still definitely bad guy. She's still leaning towards bad guy verbiage.
No, she's coming off as tough with an attitude,
And that's why they won't boo her.
That's fantastic. There's a story about Did you see the little signs that say "I boo the woo"?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Apparently, somebody printed out a bunch of them, took them to the show, and was distributing them, and then they were confiscated.
Oh.
It's like, don't want that out there, because it felt. I saw it and I was like, this is everything I loved about the Cesaro section right here. I boo the woo. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But
they were still cheering her. Yeah,
but they're not fighting it.
right.
They're letting it be weirdly natural.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're turning a different direction, but we're letting the fans decide what they like.
Well, yeah, and
It feels good and it feels organic because SmackDown great.
well, and that's also the story they've been telling is Becky's been fighting to get back to the championship.
Yeah, and you know what? This could have been a weird thing because the whole idea of "I boo the woo" means like, yeah, screw that force-fed Charlotte thing down our throat. We don't like that. But no, they've let Charlotte have a little bit of an edge back.
Mm-hmm.
She isn't just oh shucks, I guess I've got to go overcome these odds.
Mm-hmm.
It's right back to I'm gonna punch you back in the face.
Yeah.
Remember how you hit me? Bam, and it's fine,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great, and I think it's making both of them better and lending credibility to that title. So when somebody like an Asuka comes in and is just a damn monster, she has credible opponents to go up against.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Flair versus Asuka was fantastic.
Yes.
If I see Asuka versus Becky Lynch, this is going to be wonderful too. And that's enough people that they can start spreading that rub around of credibility.
What I'd like if I'm want to lay it out there, what I'd like is Lynch versus Flair, and then Lynch versus Naomi as the buffer, and then Lynch versus Asuka, hopefully heading into Mania, and then maybe Flair going on over to Raw, winning the Rumble, and Flair versus Rousey to main event WrestleMania.
Jesus,
God, I want it.
Rousey could
So
go. Rousey could go any which way,
Yeah,
and there's no match that would be bad.
we'll get there because we got to talk about her match, and we have to talk about what happened on Raw.
Okay, but let's finish with the Lynch Flair thing. Okay, it ends up with kind of a screw roll up a little bit, no big finish thing.
Yeah.
That we did get. Anytime. Like it's always scary, but it's more comfortable every time I see it when Charlotte does that moonsault,
Mm.
and it looks so good now. you can see the work that she's put into it.
Yeah.
You can tell she's done hundreds of those at this point. And the way she's landing, it's like, that is a master at work. And it's fantastic. It looks believable. It looks great. And it's a high point of a match. It's a definitive piece of a move set that's definitively hers, and it's fantastic. So anyway, we ended with the spear, and Becky kind of rolls through and outsmarts and out wrestles and wins clean.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need to play dirty.
See, and this is what Ellie says. I just hope Becky fights more dirty eye. See, I don't know. None of her in-ring stuff is dirty yet. That's why I'm still not convinced that they're
still happy.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced that they're trying to make her a bad guy. Like right now, she's only a bad guy in verbiage.
I feel like she's a weird experiment. Like there's like, let's play with this. Let's see if we can let her walk both sides of the line. Because I could see her go and punch an Iconic in the face and be like, yeah, what? Or I could see her just go and beat up Izzy.
Jesus, yeah.
Not your, the little,
yeah.
Okay.
Izzy Mania.
Yeah. Running scared. That's what that is.
Have we had anything like that in the women's division before?
Closest is probably Asuka.
Yeah.
But Asuka was a weird, intangible thing. It was like, nobody's ready for Asuka.
Yeah.
It all came down to a phrase, and it was fantastic. And Asuka's offense is so crazy and all over the place that it's amazing. To define her moveset, it's like, hold on, we're gonna have to break out an encyclopedia and an atlas because it's gonna be great. Flip, armbar.
That's number 732.
Armbar, hip attack, armbar. But I was worried, and I remember screaming at the end of the match afterwards. Charlotte, Becky has the belt, and they go to do the thing. It's like, oh Christ, can we just not do the Becky crying and them embracing and being like, oh, what a great moment for us. The women's evolution this is great. What a good moment. Becky's like, hold on, let me show you how character works, okay? Charlotte puts out the hand, and Becky just raises the title.
Yep.
And what was it she said? It was like, you won't take my moment?
You're not going to take my moment.
No, because it's all about her because she just won.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
That was so much better. You know how much more I appreciated and loved and just adored that moment? Way more than I would have cried, because I cry at wrestling. It happens. I would have been like, oh, what a great moment for her. This is great. And I wish, she was tough, though. And then it was like, nah, she a badass. And then I cried because I was scared.
She looked at you wrong.
And then my favorite thing to come out of this whole storyline, Sami Zayn tweeting. An old tweet from when they were in the Mixed Match Challenge. Yeah. And Sammy had just kind of gone to the dark side a little bit and been like, hey, Becky, hey, you don't need to be good because, you're only screwing yourself over there. And then he just retweets his old tweet and just says, this has aged well. I like this tweet.
Oh, I can't wait till he comes back. It's going to be great. My man.
Of course, this is going to be great.
My man, Sami Zayn.
Oh, my gosh.
So initially, I noticed 2 SmackDown matches right out of the gate. Card is built up nice and hot, but it's 2 SmackDown matches right out of the gate.
Yep, and that's why you guys treat SmackDown like that. Is SmackDown really the B show? What's gonna happen when they go over to Fox? I don't know, man.
I still don't get it because
SmackDown isn't that good. That good? It is.
I watch Raw and
I get excited for it, sure.
Tolerable,
but
it's more than it's slightly more than tolerable. It's a decent show.
Yeah,
but like I look forward to watching SmackDown.
The card building definitely says, okay, SmackDown's the filler. And this is why we look at it. Any match on here could have been the match of the night, but they, for lack of a better term, they book it so the Raw matches are the big spectacle matches. They get the big spots on where it's going to be, And I mean, damn, hold on, it's like
second half is almost all Raw.
Like no, I mean even the pre-show is a SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Opens with a SmackDown Hell in a Cell, SmackDown Women's Championship before they get to the real Raw pre-show of the tag titles. And they're using SmackDown as the filler for it. And I say out the gate, any match on here could have been match of the night, because the ones that they're booking to be in the come down or first building up heat spots in the show are SmackDown ones, and they're doing so fantastic.
Because invested in stories.
Yeah.
Because they're telling them.
Even in taking a week off, it's that easy to jump back in because they're not really overcomplicating it, or they're not steering in directions that don't feel natural.
Yeah.
They're making it feel good so that you can jump in and be like, I get this, I identify, and I really enjoy. But, hey, I don't mind SmackDown showing up Raw. Go for it.
And they do it almost every pay-per-view.
Every single time.
Yeah. So
Story means more to me. I'm sorry, I enjoy your high spots. Story means more to me.
Yeah. So next is the Raw Tag Team Championships, and it's the Shield versus Dogs of War.
It's a dog fight. Big dog fight. Hounds of Justice versus the War Dogs, I guess.
Dogs of War, War Dogs, whatever they call themselves.
Hot dogs.
Steve and Stevens.
Steve Stevens.
Steve Stevenson and the Steves of Steve.
Where are they from?
Stevenson, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Mhm.
I think you're thinking of Arrested Development. It's very different.
Tennessee.
Okay.
This was a great match. Like, I mean, it's hard to argue its placement because you look at all four players involved, and of course it's going to be great. This is a great tag team match. But I am match of the night, Raw Tag Team title match. I mean, again, I'm not arguing anything anybody says because I felt every match was great.
Right.
And anything could be put at the match of the night. Depends on what you're after.
Yeah, it ends up with this weird kind of placement, though, that you end up with, because Rollins is involved in this, you end up with the Intercontinental title not being defended on the show, U.S. title not defended on the show. And maybe that's what gave it the breathing room. Maybe those end up being kind of the television matches. Or the television title matches, which, hey, man, more title defenses on free air, title changes on free air, I'm all for that. I love it when that happens. It makes it so it's must-see TV.
Yeah.
Don't even need the Miz for that.
No. I'm worried about the Raw Tag Division again.
I know.
It-
You were psyched for the B team
Well, and it
because it was dumb and it was stupid and it worked and it was fine.
yeah, and I mean,
And then they were gone just as quick.
I knew it wasn't going to last forever because it wasn't. There was nothing solid there.
You're right.
It wasn't a solid foundation to build the division on.
It was something fun.
But the revival has all but disappeared now too, because now we're like, this is the problem with McIntyre and Ziggler being tag champs, is it's just these are two dudes and they're a team, but like now they're
two amazing singles competitors who either one of them could be challenging for the world title or the Intercontinental title at any time. And the way it's portrayed, no one tag team is going to beat two amazing singles superstars that are put together as a team. How can you possibly? That being said, Shield, Rollins and Ambrose is at this point. I mean, at one point they were, they could be tag specialists because that was part of how the Shield worked. At this point, they're singles stars, who have been wedged back together to be a tag team,
right.
And as a result, how can you possibly beat them? How can, going into this, if the titles are on McIntyre and Ziggler, how can you expect the Revival to compete? Now, that being said, the Revival should be able to because they build themselves, and this is brilliant, as tag team specialists.
Yeah.
They can out tag team wrestle you. And when they're allowed to do that, it's fantastic. But McIntyre and Ziggler are built up so high. If it was Rollins and Ambrose holding the titles, they would be built so high that we're just going to roll over the Ascension. Oh, no, those are the Revival. Who cares?
I have no
And they
problem.
just go right on over.
I have no problem with either being teams and being a tag team and being on the card. It's just the tag
don't
titles and
need
make
the
them the
titles
division.
on that.
Yeah.
But
This, I mean,
that being said, fantastic match.
it was. I mean, again, how can it not be? Look at the four pieces involved. Like, there's no way that fails. Drew's a beast. I want more Drew and Ambrose, which we got more of on Raw.
I'm loving seeing less brawl and more strength out of Dean. Now he looks physically stronger at this point.
Yeah.
But he's playing into it too. It isn't just wild punching and kicking. And there's a great place for that.
Yeah.
Because it's different, and I like different. There's not a whole lot of that out there. but adding a little bit of strength game into it. Ooh, so
Plus wrestling, like when he wrestled Ziggler a couple weeks back, like he wrestled.
his pants look so uncomfortable though.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna switch to something else, but whatever.
Do you enjoy Dean's shirt being off?
I know one person who does.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was talking about Leslie.
Oh, that's
Leslie.
two then.
She said something about the Z again. Like I sorry, Leslie. I always do the Leslie.
Because we're lazy pronunciators.
That's true.
Pronunciators.
I don't enunciate or pronounce.
Or outsiate. Wait, no. And enunciate, out enunciate. Shit.
But I mean, the dude put in the work.
Good
so
wordplay, asshole.
he put in the work, so he should show off.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off.
Okay.
Not you. I'm talking
Oh,
about Dean
thank God.
Ambrose.
You know,
Oh,
he saved you. You owe him. Patreon.com/ohijustin.
So
Natural self.
This-
You like that?
this like has everything to do with the card,
Mm-hmm.
right? I love Liv Morgan, and I thought this would be a good time to remind folks that I do indeed love
He does.
Liv Morgan.
He does.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Feel better about yourself?
Mhm.
Think she heard you that time?
No, unfortunately, I am gonna have to do another stunt. I think to show her. I have to do the one stunt.
You have to do the stunt. Like,
So.
I think I have a blue sweater in there you can have.
Okay.
It'll be a little oversized for you, but whatever, man.
Just have to go sit somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I can sit right here.
In an indie show, maybe.
What's up?
We'll go to an indie show.
You just want to set up a little merch table until someone yells at you, and they will. What are you doing? What are you doing? Change my mind.
Change my mind. Good luck.
How much to change your mind?
Lots of money, because it ain't gonna happen, Jack. I love Liv Morgan. She the best. Live his life. All right. So what happens after the Rock tags?
Well, again, feels weirdly kind of early in the card, but I mean, where the hell are you gonna put it? WWE Championship.
The hottest story on WWE television.
Now, again, I feel like this is just the same treatment as the Orton Hardy thing. It felt like, man, they moved on this real quick, as if they said, "Oh shit, you and you got something?" Yeah, we do.
Yeah, Wendy.
Okay.
Oh, AJ.
I want to say, and I'm sure I have a feeling you're going to agree with this. Night AJ was my favorite
my
thing
God.
that's ever happened.
The best.
Like, I want
Like that.
go
that-
Samoa, and they left that in the promo package. The little kid yelling, "I love you, Samoa, go Samoa." They left that in the package. I was like, whoever did that's a jerk, and I love them. They're great.
the ending drawing of Samoa with Wendy and the little girl
and
and the title.
the championship is just still looking mean.
the best.
How are you, like, if you animate Justin, which you can see at patreon.com/ohijustin, you look pleasant and happy, unlike, normal. If you were to animate me,
normal.
normal.
You know.
being normal. You're going to use that title one day. I know you are, if you have not already.
Just on my new podcast.
Have you had
being normal?
Have you had Norm do an entire show yet?
No,
All right.
that's
well,
what being normal would be.
There you go.
It's me and Norm Macdonald here. Real bad impression of him. It's all right.
I like that he's self-referential. he's self-referential to a third person that isn't there. Why?
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah.
Okay. Get the cam out for that one because you got head shakes and stuff going on there. I don't even know if you know you're doing them. It just happens.
No.
So yeah, Night AJ was
best.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like I
Solidifying
I
that
swear they keep
Joe's
forgetting.
an awful person.
Because SmackDown's so good with bad dudes.
Bad dudes.
Bad dudes. And you know what? I hope this leads to, I don't mind a bad dude versus a bad dude.
No. Mm-mm.
Who's the baddest? Night AJ. If AJ has to, like, consistently beat off.
What?
If he consistently has to fend.
What?
I think we're gonna have to wait.
What are you watching?
I don't think they're gonna be able to do that on Fox. Like, if they go to FX, maybe. FXX, you sure?
Joe just walks in on AJ. What are you doing, man?
Like,
That's how I go night night.
Who's that? Not Jersey Joe. Jersey Joe ain't welcome here.
Yeah.
No. Christ. Night Night AJ was the. I'm sorry. Did I ruin that? Okay. You have to open another one.
Hour 2.
Mm-hmm. Jesus. Really?
Somehow.
Crazy. Because we had a week off. We got all excited and stuff.
Yeah.
Night Night AJ was the most amazing thing that's happened in a long
Joe,
time. And
awful human.
it's almost as if they said, "Hey Joe, what you got?" And he's like,
Everything.
"Cartoons. I've got everything." I swear they just keep forgetting. Like, "Hey, Joe's a monster. He doesn't need to talk. He just goes out there and whips ass. It's great. No extra necessary." And then Joe's just like, "Hold on, give me a mic." And then they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
oh my god."
You got anything else?
Yes.
Yeah. See this drawing?
I hope he did the book all on his own. Like, it's like, I got a week and talent. And then somebody in the crowd had the 83 1/3% chance to
Yes.
sign, which is awesome. Just awesome.
Drastically go down.
Yeah. Is that after the beating off? For the love of God. So that was early in the thing, and
Oh, I gotta fix that.
what was the
First
ending?
That
Mhm,
you know,
okay.
that's commitment, Jack.
What was the ending for the match? Because I always feel like Joe ends up in the same spot that Rusev Day ends up with, forever a contender, and okay, we had you believe in this time that it was going to be the time, but nah, it was kind of filler. But moving on to the next program.
Well, see, I'm glad they did this because now Joe's gonna have to
They're
a
gonna
new
get
gear.
more time.
Mhm.
They're gonna get more time.
So it was, Joe has AJ locked in the coquina clutch,
Awesome.
falls backwards, and AJ flips over top,
Right.
pinning
Half
his-
bridge kind of deal.
half bridge, pinning his shoulders to the ground. 1, 2.
Tap
three.
tap tap.
But the camera doesn't catch that. The ref doesn't catch that.
They've gotten so much better when they do it right, and they get the weird reverse angle. The hey, we didn't see that. Here's another angle. Oh, here it is being shown clearly. And they did an amazingly subtle thing of Joe righteously being upset, and he immediately storms out to go get Paige. You hear him yelling, "Paige, Paige!" Amazing.
Yeah, that's commitment.
It's okay, Jinder.
So is that
Jinder, I
You're not
I
committed.
can't put you on my phone, Jinder.
because you're not committed.
I'm not.
It's not commitment.
Not like that.
It's not commitment at all,
No.
Jack.
No. All right. Cool. Whatever. Yeah, I'm aloof.
I am not Bay yet.
So Joe is righteously angry, and we see a little something out of AJ, almost like a shit. I did tap.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
But he's also got this weird kind of presence, as if I'm not going to necessarily acknowledge that happened because it didn't really happen because I pinned him. And it's a weird, just a little blemish, just enough of a blemish to give some color to the tale. A yin and yang of the stories, where it's not just solely evil because Joe is right.
Yeah.
And it's not just AJ is solely righteous because there's a little bit of a, you did tap though. You know, just enough, just a little bit of dirt on the nice dude and a little bit of shine on the bad dude.
And I like it even more because it's leading to a no DQ. Dig it.
Almost as if stipulations matter and they build up to them for a reason.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Oh my God. Good stuff.
If this leads to more bedtime stories that'll keep you up at night, I'm okay with it. And just, God, that should be my commitment thing, is just like a little cutout of the, I want to draw an animated Joe on the wall. Just
I can't wait to get a green screen.
we're going to have to get
It's gonna be great.
Right.
Look,
You hear
it's
that,
all bright in here now.
you know that hurricane overtime that I had?
Bright, yeah.
Maybe a little extra.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to pay the car off. It's fine.
okay.
Moving on.
So
sir.
next is mixed tag, right?
Look at us. Look at
Another
us here.
SmackDown match.
Yep. And the mixed match after the world title. So I'm okay with it, though, because this is a spot. Again, here's kind of the come down spot. And it's on the SmackDown shoulders to kind of take it. And they do. And every time they take it, they take that spot. And they're like, all right, we're going to do something good with it. Oh, you don't have faith in a mixed match match? Well, Bree's been working. Sorry.
And also you have Miz, arguably the best heel in the company, and Brian, who is just about hands down the most over babyface.
Oh my God, that's yeah. Is he better because there's so many bad dudes? I want to see Brian versus English.
Yeah, right?
I want to see. We could see a face Rusev versus Orton.
Yeah.
Rusev versus Joe.
Ooh.
Like some of these, they don't make sense, but in your head, you're like, wow. Even with this, like, even SmackDown takes a weirdly limited roster and does amazing things with it.
Brian versus Joe.
Well, of course.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Now.
I want that. I want that program.
Oh my God. Night. Jesus. Just handing out naps.
I just
Here you go.
The beauty of SmackDown is kind of like we've talked about this with New Japan, is the card kind of does like this.
Mm.
Like, okay, so you're done. Let's move everybody around.
Yeah, and everybody does well as a result, and we get a little bit of rest with people because not everybody has to be on every single show, and it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Daniel Bryan, beloved.
Mm-hmm.
Miz, universally loved for being hateable.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice, a fantastic showing. Maurice had no business being this good in this.
Mm-mm.
Because Brie,
Limo.
she came out to the music, sir. And that is when I was the happiest of the night. I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah.
I lied. It's the best. I was so happy because it's so bad, and I've decided to enjoy it. Much like that "Welcome to My House" song a couple years back. I said, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna force myself to enjoy it, and it's gonna be my favorite thing. Brie mode is my favorite thing, and then all of a sudden, she's just that. All of a sudden, she's gotten that good, and I don't know how she does this, but she can go to Raw, and she's there with her sister, and everyone's like, "Oh, boo, you." I hate you. You're terrible. And like weird sexist jokes from people about, yeah, you're ghouls. And then all of a sudden, the very next night, yeah, Brie's the best. She brought Daniel Bryan back. She's a damn savior. She's the best.
Thank you, Brie.
Meanwhile, it's like the same people the night before were like,
Wrestling rights.
way to sleep your way to the top because I'm a ghoul and you didn't do anything to work really hard.
Hey, Nathan, Norm Macdonald here. You know, one word I use to describe people like that. You know, say those awful things on the internet. Ghouls.
I had nothing to add in there. Every once in a while, I want to just sit back and enjoy. And that I enjoyed. Calm down. Keep your science down. Easy there, pal.
Real man of science.
Highlight of this match, I think, had to be Brie just beating the ever-living hell out of The Miz.
Yeah.
Just hauling off. And it's like, okay, he's not going to hit her back, right? For the love of God. No, and he's not going to. Good. But they're weirdly broaching that intergender thing.
I mean, it looks like if it's going to happen, it's going to happen on SmackDown.
It felt natural. It felt good. It felt like a bit of equity, almost as if they had to. If Miz and Brie wrestled, there would be some contention there. And they'd still probably book Miz as, being tougher and stronger, but it wouldn't be just so one-sided as though like Miz is going to hand out a slap and that's going to be the end of the altercation, because Brie laid into him. And it looked good, and it was sold well, and it didn't take away from anything, and it was good without being distracting. It felt natural, and that's all I want. I want to be able to believe.
Yeah, I feel like SmackDown's leaning into that because last week on SmackDown, Daniel accidentally ran into Brie, and then last night on SmackDown, Miz accidentally ran into Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they're starting to lean into that. Maybe the dudes are going to hit back.
Let's see what those lines look like crossed, okay? Doesn't necessarily have to be hitting.
Well, right.
But is there a level of wrestling that you can tolerate?
I mean, again, if it's done right, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. They're testing those lines. I'm curious to see what they do. And that being said, this is a hell of a commercial for getting into the Mixed Match Challenge.
Yes, it is.
They always seem to like, hey, look, storyline-wise, we've got this perfect introduction. Wow, did you like this type of match? Because it's something different that you don't usually see. Hold on, here's a whole bunch extra. Have at ya.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. And fantastic all match, man.
Yep.
And who picks up the win?
The bad guys.
The bad guys win. Oh, I hope they get their comeuppance someday.
They did bad things.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of comeuppance, so last night on SmackDown, the very first thing, Miz breaks the news. And this has me so excited for this because this is what I was hoping for out of this feud.
Mm-hmm.
At Showdown.
The Samurai Showdown.
At Super Showdown.
7 Samurai Showdown in Australia with a Kanga.
Miz and Daniel Bryan will wrestle again.
Rue.
And whoever wins
Sevday.
is the number one contender for the WWE Championship.
Almost as if matches have meaning.
Look at this landscape, though.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's go roll through the possibilities. Go.
All right, so let's say Daniel Bryan finally, Miz gets his comeuppance, and Daniel Bryan finally gets the big W.
Uh-huh.
So now he's the number one contender.
Very good. I like that. Daniel Bryan, challenger for the title.
Joe?
Who's he going up against?
Joe
Holy shit, Joe.
Joe is he's an awful human being. He
Oh,
finally
yeah.
puts, with the no disqualification, finally puts AJ away. He's your new WWE champion, and now we have Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship.
Amazing.
And that's only our first option.
It's option 1.
So let's say Daniel Bryan beats The Miz,
Mhm.
but AJ retains. Daniel Bryan and AJ for the
Oh
WWE
my
Championship.
God. Facey versus facey competition. 2 guys that have to push it to the next level and get a little dirty to come up with the big win.
Good
Ye-
Lord.
Either one wins, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Between Joe and Bryan, either one wins, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. Let's say we continue the story of Miz
Mm-hmm.
just trying to make Bryan look bad.
Squeaking by.
Squeak goodbye, he steals one.
Using Bryan's passion against him. Finally breaking him. He loses his cool, and as a result, loses the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Miz wins.
Miz is the number one contender for the WWE Championship.
Miz?
Joe overcomes. He puts AJ down.
Mm-hmm.
Joe versus Miz.
Dude, I have no idea how that would go.
I don't either.
But can you imagine the 2 warring words back and forth
Dear
against each
Lord.
other?
Dear Lord.
Night, night, Miz. Miz and Mrs. with an animated Joe in between. Holding titles and stuff. Holding the
Whoa.
baby.
Yeah.
Monroe. I
Maurice.
feel like an Ed Asner character. Monroe. I don't know why. Old Monroe sweat. That's right.
Oh, Skip. Okay.
Okay.
Miz
Miz
puts
versus
down-
Joe is definitely the odd one, and it would be great.
Mm-hmm. Miz puts Bryan down.
Mm-hmm.
Moves on. He's the number one contender. AJ retains. Miz versus AJ.
That would be.
I think that's my favorite. I think that's the one I want the most.
You know what? And that would be 2 dudes that would benefit the most from having a title between them. Miz destroying with words against AJ, who's straight skill. And you know what? Watching AJ get fired up with somebody that's amazing against somebody that's amazing on the mic, AJ doesn't have to talk that much,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes him better.
Mm-hmm.
So let's room for a bad dude with a big mouth
Mm-hmm.
to roll and have a great time and build a great program. Is there a dude with a bigger mouth than Miz?
Nope. And you look at it, AJ's on the other side of Joe,
Mm-hmm.
frazzled because everything he's had to do to put Joe away.
Yeah.
You could see Miz sneaking away with the championship, and it makes sense.
Justin,
Like he's earned it.
is the world ready
Yes.
for another
Yes.
The Miz title
Dude,
run?
absolutely. He has earned it. He has earned it. 2 straight years of just amazing work. Like the worst he's been was when he went back over to Raw with the Intercontinental Championship. Like him and Ambrose was
First of all, would you watch that television show AJ and the Miz? Like I would watch.
AJ and the Miz.
I would watch it. Yes, I would listen to them every morning on my commute as they're on my AM radio dial, if you will.
AJ and the Miz, 8:50 a.m.
It's fine. Insert fake radio call ID here.
WTAR. I think that's a real one.
Tar.
Oops.
For the WWE title. Oh, yeah. So yeah, Ellie throw it in there. AJ and The Miz heavily rumored for towards the end of the year.
Again, like,
I don't care when we get it. We're going to get it. SmackDown's going to give us what we want.
I
Yay.
think AJ, I don't know where AJ's at. Like, he's coming up, like, he won the championship, November? Late October, maybe? Because it was heading into Survivor Series that he beat Jinder. And then, so, like, he's almost at a year. I don't know if they're trying to have him beat Punk's record.
Oofa. But you know what? If there were anyone to do it, that'd be a feel-good moment. Just like the New Day retaining title. New Day feel like the weird, I don't want to say fallback tag champs, but it's like, hey, they can grab that at any time, hold it very well, and have a good program against anybody. Good, bad, doesn't matter. They can have a great feud against anybody because their mouths are carried and their in-ring work is great as a result. Same thing with AJ. He's a guy that can carry it no matter what.
Yep.
If he ends up having to be transitional champ between heels at some point, perfectly fine.
Yep.
But
This is what I want. Can I tell you what I want?
What do you want?
Okay, so I want AJ and Miz. I want them to both win in Australia. Oh,
Wait, what?
I want Miz to beat AJ. I want Miz to be the WWE champion.
Okay.
I want Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan and Miz for the championship at WrestleMania.
Yeah, opening the card.
Am I right?
I know, right?
Am I buying too
Third
hard
match. Sun is still up. We're outside. Why?
in? Am I buying too hard in? Like, it's right there on the table.
I can't wait to see your face when Daniel Bryan isn't out there yet. And we're counting down to 30.
Booyaka!
Booyaka!
Same
6-1
place.
boo. Speaking of, okay, continue. Doesn't matter. We'll get to those little quick bits later. All
Yeah.
right.
So Miz and Maurice win,
Yeah.
and they keep running their mouths. See, I mean, putting
Somewhere.
off Miz's comeuppance is the way to go.
They made you wait so long, and then what do? They made you wait more.
Yeah.
Makes it that much better, man.
Yeah.
Make me
And-
wait. Make me anticipate.
You know, that could be, maybe Orton is the sidestep for Bryan before the Rumble.
There's no matchup I don't want to see.
Keep him. And we still have Almas in here. Like,
Jesus.
with somewhere to place him. Like, SmackDown's ridiculous right now. And
SmackDown, you can't build a natural heel.
right.
All you can do is give them the room to be really good at being really bad. And there's a bunch of dudes over there that are cocky, awful individuals. Almost too many.
Miz, Joe, and Aiden right now.
That being said, Almas ain't that far off.
No, he's not. It's because he's got that mouthpiece, Zelina Vega. She's terrific. So Miz and Maurice win, and that moves us into, we're winding down here, right? Only a couple left?
There's 2 left.
Oh, okay. So
There's
next
2
is the
left.
Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Ronda and Alexa. Now, granted, the bar was really low for this match. The match at SummerSlam was what it needed to be. Ronda needed to be Ronda. She needed to put Alexa away quick and win the championship. That was what it was. And I dug it for what it was. This one, I wanted to see Alexa work. I wanted to see...
Yeah, and they built into it with a whole, hey, she's attacked the ribs. She's beat the ribs. Oh, can Ronda... She doesn't have that core strength right now because she's taking a beating to the ribs. Alexa is targeting. She's out wrestling the fighter. Here we go. And then I feel Alexa gets weirdly discounted because when we're talking about Becky Lynch, when we're talking about Charlotte, when we're talking about Asuka, amazing wrestlers and wrestlers and performers and sports entertainers. And then we talk about Ronda Rousey, who has a built-in pop wherever she goes, and she's steered right into it very, very well.
Yep.
I think Alexa has transcended as well, and I don't think she gets the credit for it. She's as big a name, I think, as Charlotte, as Becky,
Absolutely.
as Asuka. And I don't think Ronda does as well with somebody that isn't a big name. You can't, just because she's losing doesn't mean Alexa's not a big name.
Right.
She's come in very quickly still.
They put her with Ronda because they knew that she could work with her.
Yeah.
They trusted her.
Which that's come a long way very quick. What?
Your mustache is the ultimate heel. That is true. He was tying me to railroad tracks a couple weeks ago. So
I will not curl it up.
yeah, you don't have to. You did a couple
Okay.
weeks ago.
I'll keep it down. I'm sorry.
Keep it down up there.
Keep it down
Crazy
down
kids.
there. I know where you live.
That's weird.
I know. I'm sorry. So yeah, Alexa has weirdly become not only a trusted hand but a huge name. Ronda does not get this big facing anybody else. She needs an evil person to fight against.
And that's also why they put Alexa in with Trish at Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
You think they're just going to put Trish in there with anybody?
Nah.
No.
So I mean, and I weirdly feel like Sasha is supposed to kind of be that person, but they're steering her in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be heading towards a women's tag title, and so I guess that's where they're gonna be. But does Raw really have any heel women? I mean, right now we've got Mickey, who's kind of been,
Did you see what
she-
happened on Raw?
what happened on Raw?
You see what happened to Natty? Okay, so Ronda Rousey. First of all, I love this.
'Kay.
The women never do. Look, I'm simple. Open challenges always get me.
Yeah.
I love an open
You
challenge.
like a tournament?
I like a tournament.
You like an open challenge?
I like an open challenge.
You like your Giants
I love my Giants.
and her. Yeah.
Love Morgan. Because I'm not Bay.
Oh, she's
How
mad.
dare you?
Well, hey, don't talk shit. Ginger's mad at you. Look at him.
Mm.
He's close.
Yeah?
You almost poked him in the eye. Careful. Look, you scared Gravy. He's hiding behind. He's hiding behind Finn now. I like that. Somebody actually turned on the OBS over the weekend. Play a little bit.
So we talk about, are there any heel women?
Uh-huh.
Ronda comes out with the open challenge,
Yeah.
right? Natty's music hits,
What? Her
Oh.
friend Natty coming out
Yeah.
to challenge her?
and
We're
Ronda
gonna
kind of
get-
smiles a little bit, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm into this.
Hey, I like you. I'll break your
Oh, where's Natty though? Where is she?
arm.
Yeah. Suddenly, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan drag Natty out with Ruby Riott in tow.
Mm.
Oh, great!
Bad guys.
Bad guys doing bad things.
Bad things. And you know what? That's the, because they've shown them just being, weirdly reckless backstage.
Mhm.
We break things. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, ain't that cute? Nah. They're going to be
Nah.
vicious.
Yep.
Let them be vicious.
Yep.
And right
And
up
Ruby
against
can
Rousey.
handle. She can handle it. She can handle the mic. She's really good in the ring.
Mhm.
This makes me excited.
That being said, Sarah Logan's great.
Yes.
And Liv Morgan gets better every week.
Well, and again,
I'm not just saying that to make you happy. She's literally getting better
Yeah.
every single week.
and Sarah still hasn't had time to show what she can do yet.
I
too.
want
so.
this to be her thing. I mean, if that's kind of the Rousey program of, hey, let's roll through Logan, roll through Liv, get to Ruby, and ultimate comeuppance, or maybe even a loss here or there.
Yeah.
Good Lord, if Ruby as a heel were to take that away,
Yeah.
it would freaking cement her for a good long time. You
Yeah.
could not look past that. It would be a moment.
But-
it would be fantastic.
But what's the greatest about this is a new woman stepping in
Mhm.
into the title picture, and I mean, as great as Alexa is and as fast as she's grown, Ruby has room for growth
Uh-huh.
and can get better, but she's already there.
She has all those tools. She just needs some time.
Yeah, she just
And
needs to be in
I
front
don't
of
mean
the camera.
time to mature. Just give her time in front of the camera.
She's
and
gotta be in front of the
she will
camera.
make it.
She will deliver, and
Yeah.
Monday's proof.
It's gonna be so good.
I can't wait, dude.
It's gonna be
I
so good.
cannot wait. That was the one thing I was like, I kind of want Ruby Riott and Ronda. I kind of want that, and it plays into the tag division too, because we've got at Super Showdown, it's 6-woman tag of the Bellas and Ronda
Oh, okay.
versus the Riot Squad.
Oh wait, both of the Bellas?
Mhm.
Boo. sorry. Which Bella? Give me the names. Which one first?
Brie
Yeah. Hey. All right. I like
and
Brie.
Nikki.
Boo.
Hmm.
Boo them both now.
Okay.
I don't know where did my voice go. Hello. 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 Talk.
Hello, hello, hello,
Hi.
hello, hello,
Hell.
hello, 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 hello,
I'm going to-
hello,
I'm going to
hello,
hit you.
hello,
I'm
hello,
to
hello,
hit you.
hello, hello.
I just want. I would go back. Like I don't like to watch myself. I will go back and watch that later. Just me hitting you, savagely beating you on camera. There's evidence. I don't care, man. I'm reckless. I'm a goddamn monster over here, just beating on Justin.
So, Alexa proved herself. Not that she had to anymore, but
She helped tell a story with Ronda Rousey, who is ready to just like, okay, I got this.
Yep.
Feels so much like
Kurt.
yeah. I mean, people make that parallel, but there's a reason.
It's because it's right on.
She knows how to tell a story. It's
She's
fun.
She's still a little shaky on the mic, but not bad. Like you can,
Yeah. I mean, they put her right into like, hey, we need you to be a spokesperson for this place you just got to. Go.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what's up? And she seems real on the microphone.
Yes.
So often we see people put into characters, and it's like, all right, they're playing up for whatever, but they go home and they're that person, and they're not that person. I mean, and then Ronda, you feel like, no, that's her,
Yeah.
and that's good, and it's cranked up, and she's backing it up, and it fits her character, and it fits what she's doing, and it's and she sells hurt very well.
Yeah, she does.
I'm so surprised at how good she is at that. I weirdly expect her to just be like, boom, shrug it off.
Yeah, no sell, nail sell.
Yeah.
No sell. No sell.
Nail sell.
No sell. No sell.
Nails aren't that expensive. How are you getting your nails?
Hey, look at that.
What?
Don't hit Justin, I'll kick your ass.
Those are two independent thoughts, by the way. Like, those are not related. It's not going to be a beating because of attacking you. And it isn't even a threat. That's informing me of what's going to happen.
Oh.
Also, while I have your attention, don't hit Justin.
Oh, okay.
Fair points.
Don't leave me. Super excited for Ruby. So, and then
direction for the women's division.
Yeah.
Fun.
And layers to the women's division.
Yes.
More stories because you have Alexa and her little gang.
Okay, hold on. I need a drink before we get into this.
Because Alicia Fox kind of rules.
What the? Okay, look, I don't like the curse unless it's appropriate. That being said, what is Alicia Fox doing? Didn't curse.
Being great.
Okay, hold on. She's standing there ringside. First of all, she has a Pope hat on. Like if the Pope was a police officer, this would be the hat that he would wear. Okay, and we're talking like old Pope, not new Pope with his little like, I'm humble and I'm trying to fix some stuff. We're talking old Pope like, hey, what's up with this extravagance? Hey, I'm great. Hey, I just watched Johnny Dangerously, so I just think of Dom DeLuise as the Pope.
Hey, look at
Hey, and I'm at a Pope. It's Dom DeLuise. Watch Johnny Dangerously, by the way.
I'm great.
You forgot how good it is. Yes. But then, like, I swear, they must be traveling on the road somewhere, and Alicia saw Naomi's shoes and was like, those are cute.
Take that up a notch. Mahalisha.
She's got a lift kit on her shoes, dude. Like, for real, there's suspension in them. She's standing ringside, peering over the top rope down at the Great Khali. For the love of God, dude. Like, okay. I forget where I saw it, but someone was like, okay, this is... Look, we know that Fandango was injured. But can Breeze get on the patrol here and step up? And because there's some crimes against fashion happening here. And it's as though nobody's gone over to Alicia yet, and said, no, don't do that.
You know what?
Where did you get that? That's not clothing.
She's gonna yell at you though.
Yeah.
Alicia Fox.
Mahalisha.
It's gonna be your favorite team next week.
You have no idea how good that's gonna be. Look, I get that. Like, oh, cool. They're pushing gender towards weird stereotypes.
Yeah.
I got a feeling he's gonna because have you seen him much in a match yet since he's gone to the whole Shanti thing?
Nothing major. Like I mean, he's been in
house
matches,
show
but
types.
yeah. But
I got a feeling he's gonna get a Festus moment where he just breaks and then afterwards he's like, oh God, what have I done? I have faith in Jinder. I don't know why. but I have faith in Jinder.
Because he proved himself as WWE champion.
Yes,
He was great.
Still is.
Yeah.
All right. So Ronda wins in a convincing fashion
Yep.
after a good, well-fought, well-told match.
Mm-hmm.
Before the next spectacle of the next match, as kind of a main event, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's up there.
Yeah, it isn't just Ronda showing off; it's Ronda having a match
Yes.
against a credible opponent.
Yes. And like I said, the bar was low, but this needed to be.
Oh no, the bar wasn't even on the show.
This needed to be more. This needed to be more of a match. We needed to see more from Alexa here.
Yeah.
So glad we did. Again, you could make a case for. It depends on what you're after. You could make a case for any match at this point to be match of the night. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the spectacle of spectacles, the main event. Roman and Braun in Hell in a Cell with Mick Foley as the special guest referee.
Okay. Okay. Do we have to discuss the Mick looked good. His hair looks awful, but it always does.
Went with the perm.
It's cool.
Mine's almost there. I'm gonna be perming mine soon.
Oh my god, you're gonna really do? Okay.
I gotta look like Weird Al, man.
Just show up.
That's
one
the whole
day.
reason.
Just show up one day. It's gonna be fun. And I hope when you perm the hair, you straighten the beard. I want that like full straight, like elderly mystic man of what was the name of the trainer from
Jim.
Yeah, it was Jim.
It was Jim.
It's Jim. Pai Mei from Kill Bill.
All right.
I want you to come in with that beard just straight.
All right.
Continue.
You were talking.
I was?
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know that I necessarily wanted Braun versus Roman again, but they're turning up the intensity on Braun again.
Yeah. You want to know my biggest issue here?
What's up?
I have no problem with either of them being in the main event. It's the Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
Braun didn't need to cash in his Money in the Bank to get here, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
He could have easily, the same exact story. They could have put him in this match without the Money in the Bank, and we could have still had somebody lurking with the briefcase.
Kevin Owens, whatever.
Yeah. So, anywho, immediately going to Roman has to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
Did that take away from me? No, but I noticed it.
Yeah.
It's like, I want him to take the fight to him. You know, I wanted Roman to, again, we talk about his words matching his actions. I wanted him to just come and fight.
And I wanted to be kind of a weirdly awful person. Boo me, I don't care. I'm the toughest dude here.
Yeah.
I like that. And if I got that from Roman, I would be very excited and happy and fine and believe it.
No.
I would believe that.
You have Braun throwing Roman around a whole lot.
Okay.
You have
Yes, Braun should.
right. Well, and see, and that's my big. I think that's ultimately my problem.
That's the weird issue with the matchup here.
I don't want Roman fighting from underneath anymore because he shouldn't have to.
Especially not when he has backup, for Christ's sake.
And he beat Brock,
Yeah.
the ultimate beast. Like, so why is he still fighting from underneath? There's no need for it. I just wouldn't have put Braun here. Now,
But that being said, in the Hell in a Cell, that kind of changes things a little bit.
a little bit.
And you have the factors of oh my God, anything can happen. There's no escape. Here's the cage, and that can turn the tide in any direction.
And their buddies can't get in. None of their buddies can get in.
Also, Mick counted to 3.
Yeah, he did. It's like, no, sorry, man. That was 2. What are you talking about? It was 3. It was 3. It was 3.
1, 2, done.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that was quick. Oh, they're not done? Oh, okay.
All right.
I guess they're not done.
They're not done. The match itself, like inside, look, the best thing I can give it as a main event from Raw, it was a spectacle.
It was a goddamn
There
spectacle.
wasn't much match-wise. But, I mean, when you think of Hell in a Cell, when you think of Mankind versus Undertaker, the match was shit.
Yeah.
The match was garbage.
So was the cage.
But you'll never, ever forget it.
No.
Because it was a spectacle.
Right.
That was a hell of a moment. Now, do I think that this will live on in infamy? Like, there was a moment that maybe, I don't know. But it was a spectacle.
Yeah.
It was a main event. I believe it as a main event.
We had both dudes' backups coming out there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they're on top of the cage.
Because somebody's got to be.
That being said, Drew McIntyre's too big to be up there. Do not let him up there.
Drew McIntyre, number one, he's a man. That dude is a man.
Notice.
He's a freaking mountain. He's a beast. He needs to be champion sooner rather than later. I've never wanted anything more on WWE television.
Mm-hmm. And when given the opportunity to speak,
Kills. He
Yeah.
crushes. Also,
someone say he's the chosen one. Sorry.
he's weirdly aware.
Uh-huh.
Like constantly aware.
Yes.
Up on the cage. He gets up on the cage. Everybody else is all just kind of, fighting. Drew like almost locks in on the camera from up on the cage. He's just and starts making faces. Like that kind of connection.
That is storytelling, and that is a moment.
Yes.
And moments get remembered more than matches do.
What am I talking about right now?
Now you say the Mankind versus Undertaker thing. What does everybody talk about with that match?
When Mick falls through the cage or falls off the cage.
Yeah, almost as if the moments were more important than the match.
Mm-hmm.
The moments made the match.
Mm-hmm.
Those are moments.
Yep. Nobody remembers the main event of that night.
What was the main
except
event?
except for Steve Austin.
Yeah, I'm
It was
sure
Austin and Kane for the WWE Championship.
Cool.
They had to follow that.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, Austin still talks about it. He's like, and it wasn't very good either. So
Oh well.
I was not making a big deal out of it,
Nobody did. It's fine. He's a mayor now.
Yeah, and he's going to be in Australia. What?
I don't know, man. I don't know much about mayoring.
Why is Kane going to be in Australia? I mean, I know why, storyline wise.
Yeah, money.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. So another moment that I think was a weird moment that was a little understated. I kind of like Dean strapped climbing the cage with the kendo strip.
That was great.
I don't know how it was attached to him,
Yeah.
but it was like it was glued onto his back, and it looked good. It almost looked like he armed himself,
Yeah.
and then said, "All right, I'll get on top of a awful giant red structure, but I'm taking a weapon with me.
Yeah.
All right."
That was great.
All four men on top of the cage.
Yep.
Doing a fantastic job of making it look as perilous as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Way too much stuff in the middle of those panels, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want anybody taking bumps on the I-beams,
Mm-hmm.
but really do not go near the middle. Cool, they might have a little bit of bounce, but we've seen a man go through one of those before.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And they still act like, I don't think that was on purpose. Maybe it was. I don't know, but we're not telling you.
Yeah, right.
It still feels like it was supposed to happen, but also it has enough of a doubt in my head that it's like, I don't know if that was supposed to happen.
And they'll never tell.
Good.
They'll never tell.
Never tell me.
Yeah.
I don't want it to show up in a book anywhere. Just on your deathbed, say some other cryptic stuff like,
Rosebud.
it's in a coffee can. You got to find it.
Rosebud.
It's in a coffee.
Yes, Rosebud peas. I love them so much. Green penis. Oh, this is awful.
All right.
Sorry for the derailment.
No. What? That's the direction I was going.
Mm-hmm.
That was perfect. So,
Moment after moment after moment, everything just going nuts.
Roman's going to overcome. Here
Roman's
it comes.
gonna overcome.
This is how we're going to do it.
Ah.
Hey. Remember how we had Roman versus Brock and they brought out something else? They brought Strowman ringside,
Mhm.
and that made everybody go like, what's going on? We don't really understand. I guess
Boom. Bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. Caught me completely by surprise.
No idea. Like everybody is like, okay, well, I guess Brock's fighting in January or something like that. So he's in training. Why is he here?
Yeah.
Oh no. He's been gone, and I thought he was gone, and I felt like he was gone, and I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for Brock Lesnar because business is about to pick up. I don't know how he's going to get into that kick.
He's gonna kick it in. He's kicking into hell.
Dude, he went up to hell and kicked the door in.
Yep.
Like that's how that should be said.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Brock felt special again, and it only took a couple weeks.
It didn't take long. All it had to take was thinking. All he had to get he doesn't need the title.
Mm-mm.
He just needs fear when he shows up.
Yep.
And he brought fear with him.
And the fact that they played right into everybody who's like, he's gone till January.
All right, so
We
I
won't
guess
see him.
Roman's gonna run wild. I wonder what they're gonna do with Roman.
So Brock lays waste to both Braun and Roman, and no winner. Again, if that's the outcome, why did Braun have the briefcase? Why did Braun need to cash in the briefcase?
Mm.
I mean, I don't. It just seems like it was a mistake to give Braun the briefcase to begin with.
Hey, well, you know what? Write your way out of it, dudes.
Yeah, and they did. It just Corbin, Owens, like.
Doesn't matter. Corbin's doing fine. I like where Corbin's.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And also from Monday night, seeing Corbin throw that deep six on Roman.
Yes.
How good does that look on a bigger dude? First of all, it looks clean and crisp on a small dude, and it looks effective like a big dude bullying somebody. But on a big dude, holy hell,
Corbin?
It looked like some impact.
Corbin and Roman is money.
Yeah.
That is a money feud waiting to happen, and it might be enough to get Roman cheered. It might be enough.
Because Corbin has developed into a hate me. Oh, poke you in the face, hate me. And it's like, all right, don't like this. I don't know, man. Maybe. But I'd like to see Roman mix it up a little bit. But I guess we got Roman Brock, and we got Roman and Braun, and that's okay.
Oh, hey, Andrew O'Hara. It would have caught me by surprise, but WWE sent me a notification about a couple hours after the show was over. So he must not have been watching live.
Also,
That would suck.
dude, I accidentally put down the WWE app on the phone again. So, here's a spoiler. Here's a spoiler. Here's a spoiler. It's like, I'm glad I was watching it live because they popped up and I was like, man, I would have been pissed off by this. Like, I don't really get the whole, like, if you want to promote your product for, if it gave notifications like, hey, this match and this match is on, entice me to watch live. Don't spoil me if I'm going to watch it.
I think they're just trying to get ahead of people trying to break news.
I guess, but it has never made me feel good. It has never enticed me to watch. It's pissed me off when I know I'm going to be watching later. And then I delete it, and then I'm like, Christ. I'm already soured on it. I've skipped pay-per-views before because of that. It's like, all right, I'm not going to watch live, but when I get home, I'm going to watch, and I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's going to be in the afternoon. I get the like a Monday off for some reason, and it's going to be great. And it's like, you know,
I always
don't
watch
need
pay-per-view live.
GTA it is. Here we go.
I always watch a pay-per-view live.
And play GTA. So no contest. Brock has inserted himself in this. Braun still has to be in the discussion because he wasn't defeated.
Right.
So
Triple
we getting the
threat.
triple
Crown
threat at
jewel.
the crown jewel. Is Braun going to bring his little green belt?
Maybe.
I hope he brings his little green belt.
Just quickly talk about Crown Jewel. Now, I don't. Of course, the internet's going nuts. You know, with the women there. You know, so I'm torn because the first time it can be easily forgiven. You know, because you can't rewrite the history in one show.
Right.
Now, that being said, this is the second show in a year, so I'm still willing to be a slight bit more lenient.
Okay.
But I'd like them to push the envelope. I'd like to see some women on that show,
Well,
even if they're not wrestling.
mm,
I don't think it's going to happen,
yeah, I really don't think that's going to happen.
especially since it's right after Evolution. Like days after Evolution.
I almost feel like, not that Evolution is a cover for it, because I don't think they do it like that. I think Evolution is his own thing, but I think they're happy about the placement. Like, hey, look at this all women's thing and the Mae Young Classic as well. And isn't this what an amazing show this is? And I hope it does crazy numbers. I hope it does at least par pay-per-view numbers, and I think it will. But I hope it is an attraction enough that more people go like, I got to see what this is all about.
Yeah.
And it really kicks into high gear a lot of women's careers.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a distraction. Like, all right, don't worry. Sorry. Hey, it's just man, we got so full of these men's matches here. This is fine. It's okay.
I don't think there's a pay-per-view in October. I mean, there is obviously
Halloween Havoc.
Evolution and the Super Showdown, but like, I don't think there's a pay-per-view proper. You know, like
I'm fine with this.
Me too, especially if
Give some room, man.
yeah.
So, what is the series of events that we have coming up? Like, how does it plan out?
So
Do you
Super
know?
Showdown is not coming Saturday, but the Saturday after, October the 6th.
Gonna be weird time. Is it gonna be weird time because we're over here?
I think so.
Is it gonna be
Pretty
like a
sure. I
weird,
think it's
like,
Saturday
9
afternoon? I think.
Aw. You know what? I like the idea of afternoon shows, man.
I love
on the
that.
weekend. Like if you like local shows, I'm not gonna say this for any particular local group, but like, give me a Sunday like 2 p.m. show.
Mm-hmm.
Have me done by 5,
Yeah.
and make it so hey, I got a young kid I can take.
Yes.
That's all I want to do, man.
Yep.
But 7 p.m. bell time, they really don't start till 7:30, close to 8 o'clock. They
Yep.
go to, if they're short and garbage, they go to like 10:30. If they're good, they go to like 11:15, and it's just like
I don't want my
even
kid out that late.
even me at this point,
I
it's
don't
like,
want to be
I
out
don't
that
wanna
late.
be out that late,
Yeah. Yep.
unless I'm going to Waffle House. And at that point, I'm going to Waffle House.
Yeah.
Let's go to Waffle House.
When's the next local show?
I don't know.
Leslie would know this.
Let us know.
Yeah. I want to do better. I want to get to a local show. I haven't been, and we talked about.
All right.
I know.
You want to wear a mask so nobody. I got a mask.
Because we talked
So do you.
talked about this a couple weeks ago about the stigma, and I just want to be clear. It's not the stigma of independent wrestling or
my
even
lucha name.
local
La
wrestling.
Stigma.
I see you're trying. You're working. You're getting it.
What?
Beth Phoenix pose.
That's so good. And then when she had the title, it just fit right there,
Mm-hmm.
like a crown.
That's what happened.
Awesome.
That's what happened with Alexa.
Mm.
The first time it was at Backlash, which I wasn't sure if you knew this. Matt and I both network searchable because we were at Backlash. She had that belt that she just put over her shoulders like that, and then when she won the championship,
She's got a
blam.
pose.
Yep.
She's got, and then the Money in the Bank fit right in there too.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. I like a good pose.
So the stigma.
We got to talk about poses some week. Continue.
Okay, maybe next week.
Maybe next week. Kind of weirdly off. So we've got the Samurai Showdown in the desert.
It's the 6th, right? I mean, we don't really need to set that up.
No, we don't, and we can mention a little bit of it next week as they kind of build into it.
Mhm.
But I want to talk about the other events coming up after that. When is the Crown Jewel?
Crown Jewel is November 2nd, I
Okay.
think. And
Now-
then
now we have-
Evolution is the 28th of October.
28th of October. Now, when is Survivor Series fitting in there?
That's usually late November.
Late November.
Mhm.
So is it going to interfere or be around the same time? Is it going to be before or after the Crown Jewel?
After. Well
After.
after.
Well
Couple
after.
weeks. Yep.
Okay. So you know what? As far as like pacing goes, I don't mind that, and it's going to
Mm-mm.
make these overseas events mean something.
Mhm.
It's not going to be an extra thing. It isn't going to be a hey, let's just continue that storyline that
Yeah.
we have there. It's going to be resolution
Mm-hmm.
or advancement, and that's all I want.
Yep.
Closure or advancement. No, just marking time.
Yeah.
And both of those are going to be that. That being said, Shield versus War Dogs come Survivor Series. You think you
Mhm.
can hang around till then?
Well, I think they already announce that for Super Showdown?
Are they?
I think
don't
so.
know. Tune in next week when
Yeah.
we do research. So,
I'm almost that Super Showdown card is
It's looking
stacking out nicely.
like they did a good job prepping for the Saudi Arabia show. Like, okay, Greatest Royal Rumble, big giant event. All these names going to be here. We're not half-assing it. We're going to do a good event.
Mhm.
It's like they said that, and like, okay, next one, we're not going to waste that opportunity to make our first impression at a big event there. They've done shows, they've toured. Nah, dude, we're doing a big network event for your place.
Mm-hmm.
Here we come. We're bringing everybody.
Look,
Look who's here. It's the Undertaker, playa.
I'm weirdly
One-on-one.
excited for Undertaker Triple H because as old and pooped them as they are,
Is old and what?
pooped them.
Okay.
Undertaker and HBK. I hope people were taking notes. Less is almost always better. Less is almost always more because they're not cramming a ton of words
Mm-hmm.
and they're letting those words breathe and letting people react to those words.
Yep.
And it makes it feel big.
Yeah.
Did you say you haven't ever been to an indie show? No, I've been to a lot of indie shows, Andrew.
Yeah.
I used to do commentary for a couple promotions around here, and the stigma isn't indies. It's someone I was associated. It was a friend, essentially. Okay, I can't put everything out there, but
there were personal issues afoot with
I
people
was
that
the
you really
stigma.
care about.
I was the stigma. I would go in and I got the stink eye. So
You know what? It may be close. If you feel it's getting close to time, you let me know when, and we can go in with a fresh attitude.
yeah.
Because we've got people like Leslie that are very much proponents of that and saying, "Hey, go out and consume." And we've been very much proponents of any sort of indie anything. You especially.
Yeah, and I wish I could get back to that.
Hey, man. Well, when you're ready and you feel like the slate is able to be clean, let's go consume, dude.
I think the biggest thing is, like you were talking about earlier, if they had those earlier bell times, I don't think it'd be if I could bring my son, it'd be no big deal.
If I gotta go to work at 6 a.m. the next morning, nah, man. I don't want to be out till 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
I want to be home playing GTA till 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I mean, at least with that, you can turn off the PlayStation or
Let it run overnight.
or you could AFK. And
it's up behind there right now.
I'm not saying I'm AFK right now.
Yeah, get the hell out of it. Yeah. My nightclub's full, sir.
Mine's not.
Kidding,
That's
kidding,
what's
kidding.
crazy. It's 600,000. It's not even close to full.
Wonderful.
So
It's like
Anyway.
Okay, continue. So it feels like these overseas events are going to mean something.
yeah,
They're going to have the weird attractions, and they're going to be good. And
yeah.
they're going to build them up well, and they're not going to just be afterthoughts. And as a result, we're going to get big shows that really mean something and really put WWE on the map in somewhat uncharted territory. They're not half-assing, and they're doing it over the top.
So just to kind of close out thoughts on Hell in a Cell, I
Yes, sir.
thought this was a great pay-per-view. I enjoyed every match.
Do you have a match of the night?
I don't know that I can, man. Like, again, nothing was like the tag match was outstanding. Like it was really good. But so was Orton and Hardy Hell in a Cell. And Joe and AJ.
Story-wise, just the fact that they're doing what they're doing, I gotta go with Becky Lynch and Charlotte.
Again, yeah. Like
What a wonderful little pay-per-view.
Andrew O'Hara. Oh, good. I was going to have to find you and pound ass. Wait, that came out wrong. Or did it?
Wrong?
Hey,
Christ.
Noah McDonald here, you know.
I thought you went home.
I really enjoyed Hell in a Cell.
What's gonna happen at the Montreal whatever?
The Winnipeg Arena's gonna be on fire.
Winnipeg. He's in Winnipeg, you idiot. You were punchy. What is it? Oh my God.
Something else?
No, we did 2 hours.
Oh yeah, we're almost there. So
yeah, it's fun stuff coming out, man.
let's do this. Yeah. Couple news and notes, right?
Yeah, we got a fun little bit of rundown stuff.
Actually, you know what? Forget I played that. Let's do some rundown, and then I'll hit us out with the what? What you got?
Tomato champs.
Otis rules.
Otis rules. I think we both found that in. First of all, Otis rules.
God, he rules. He's the best. Otis Dozovich. Heavy machinery. Rule.
He's so good. He makes me love Tucker Knight. I was like Tucker.
Tucky. He calls him Tucky.
Tucky's the best too because Otis
Tucky.
rules.
Hey, Tucky.
Now we talk about how much we love SmackDown because it's good stories all throughout. NXT is like, no, we're one good story.
Right?
Everybody's involved. Alistair's
Everybody.
hurt. Everybody's involved. Who could it be? We don't know. Everybody's
Could be
involved.
Nikki Cross.
Could probably is Nikki Cross. That being said, just this is so good.
I love Nikki Cross.
Hey,
I love Nikki
this
Cross.
should be a throwaway match. Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair.
No, this is great.
No, it's gonna be great. Oh my God, you believe in Bianca Belair coming out of that?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Tomato champs.
Tomato champs.
And then he has to come up and address them. Tommaso Ciampa has to come up and address them. And then you feel like, are we going to get a Ciampa versus Otis?
Otis rules.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And anybody on that roster can step in anywhere at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And that reminds me, we got to go watch to see. I mean, I'm sure there's effery afoot, but you got the champ versus champ.
Yes.
Ricochet being fantastic.
Pete Dunne,
And Pete Dunne, who is the just finest.
And he's like the definition of tween right now.
And, well, I mean, Makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
I put that song on repeat going into work, and I feel like a badass.
Bam, bam, bam,
I'm not. Boom.
Do it on camera. That doesn't look
Whatever.
what it's supposed to be.
This is fine. Okay. So stop it, please. It's well tuned. All right. You want to do a little bit of the weirdly rundown stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, they're telling us we gotta give you actual headlines. 205 Live,
Mm-hmm.
not so live.
Not so live no more.
Moving into a block on the network with NXT.
I like it.
I like it a lot, and I'm gonna watch that more as a block now. When I watch 205 Live, I'm going to watch NXT. And when I watch NXT, I get to the end of NXT, and I'm like, I wish there was more. 205 is perfect for that.
Well, see, because right now I usually skip it because it's like I just watched 3 hours of Raw, and now I've watched 2 hours of SmackDown. I kind of don't want to watch
Usually after
wrestling
4
right
hours of pay-per-view on a Sunday. It's like, I'm good, man.
now. Mm-hmm.
I could take a little something on Wednesday with NXT, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also not appointment television. And I hope 205 is going to back off the live a little bit, and it's going to be a little more produced and a little better as a show.
Yeah.
And I have faith that they're going to do that because Drake Maverick makes you care about every match. Drakey poo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big fan. Is that replacing a Rusev Day?
It doesn't have to replace, but it's enhancement talent right now.
Drakey poo. All right. So, you ready for the quick hits?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that concussion lawsuit
Mm-hmm.
where a lot
Everybody?
of old, everybody
needs money.
everybody needs money.
Unfortunately, that's
Money,
what it.
money,
Especially when
money.
you read down the names, like that's
Yeah,
really all it was.
But I don't think we should really credit the names, but is some names on there and you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Trying to get some cash and okay, dismissed.
Yep.
Probably the best thing that can happen for it. But okay, this is a concussion lawsuit brought to court, dismissed out of hand. Cool. I'm glad there's some resolution of that, and
Yep.
it's out there. And we had Matt Hardy can't just retire.
Of course not.
So what did he do there? He put out a little video. He said he's going home.
Mm-hmm.
Going home for a little bit, encouraging people to support his tag team partner and friend there, Mr. Wyatt, and never says the word.
Never says I'm done. I'm retired.
Mhm.
I have to step away. Just
I took
had
my
to go home.
Where are my boots? I put them down there. Oh,
Well, the biggest thing that threw me off is the way the dude off camera, like the cameraman, goes, "Hey Matt, what are you gonna do next?" Kind of like that.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do next? It's time for me to go home. Doesn't say I have to step away from wrestling. Doesn't say I have to retire. Doesn't say it's over.
gotta start training the boys.
Just I have to go home. What does that mean?
Who the hell knows? Always leave it open ended. Always leave them thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I'm thinking,
yep. Other news. Rey Mysterio signed to a 2-year deal.
hey,
So number 30 in the Royal Rumble next year.
God.
I'm so
booyaka,
excited.
booyaka.
Boo yaka. Boo yucky. That's what we said. Yeah. That'll be fine. And that introduces Ray into God, you want Ray versus Almas?
Sure.
Ray versus Joe, Ray versus Orton.
Uh huh.
Ooh, Ray versus Brian, Ray versus
Ray versus
AJ.
Orton.
Dude.
This
yeah.
Orton right now? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna pull a TJP and pull that mask off.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Thanks. So Andrew O'Hara, random match suggestions for you to watch this week. Rey Mysterio defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Super Calo at Fall Brawl 96, and Walter defending the Defiant Internet title versus Will Ospreay. What's funny about Mysterio versus
Walter's a
Calo
Scary dude. Continue.
From Fall Brawl 96, I've actually watched that relatively recently because I've been watching the Nitro.
Nobody told you to do this.
It's
This
been
isn't
a-
part
it's-
of the goddamn show,
I know,
Justin.
but it's been a good couple months.
I'd rather you
I'm
come
still
and tell me.
frozen somewhere middle in early 99.
I'd rather you tell me.
'Cause
I'd rather you
Jericho's
show
still
up
there.
and say, "Hey, I did some crack. It was okay." I'd rather hear that.
Hey, Nate in here. Is Norm Macdonald here? You know, there's a few things you want to try. You know, maybe not even try. You know, probably tops of that list. You know, crack.
Maybe try. Maybe not even try. He's listing. These are a list of options, and the two that he gives as possible options cover every possible option. That's what bothers me. And other bit of news, nothing has come out of it really yet, but people are talking.
As they do.
Some high-up representatives from Impact are visiting the WWE offices. Nobody knows what that means, and it's been very hush-hush other than they were there.
Maybe it just means wrestling is they're going to work together. And I honestly
That's what
hope
it could
that's...
be. Maybe they're in negotiations for the old TNA library.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Maybe they're working out some of the weird deals. Because WWE's been a little more open about, hey, have fun over Progress.
That's what I'm saying.
Have fun, Evolve. Have
Dream just did a couple dates in Evolve.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love that. Because
Dream's going home. What's up?
There is so many people on the roster that aren't getting time to shine. And if you let them kind of go... do a couple things here.
Let them build up some hype, man.
And then they come back to NXT and, hey, look, I just did this and this over here on Impact. And
I've been busy. Here's some highlights.
Yeah.
All right, get out of here.
Happy Rusev Day. So that's all your notes?
Yeah, I think so.
So just one.
There's some other stuff, but we got to get out of here.
Do this. I don't know if you watched this. The Mixed Match Challenge started. Season 2.
I watched the interviews from after the matches.
God,
This
Team
is the
Pause
best-
should be awful. It's Natty and Kevin Owens, though.
This is the best Natty I've ever seen.
Yeah.
If you haven't, you don't even need to watch the Mixed Match Challenge as much as watch the interviews from after. They're usually like a minute 30 to like 2 minute clips. That's them being them, having fun.
The Charlotte and AJ one was really good, too.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
But it's just AJ trying to make Charlotte laugh. And you know what? She did, and it was great. And they had fun, and I enjoyed it.
Yep.
The same thing with Owens and Natty. It was just Natty just like, I'm in character, and you're not going to break me. And Owens just like...
Laying there.
He laid face down like he was a child who just lost his blankie. And then at one point, Natty's like making excuses for them. Kevin has a sinus infection. And then when he gets up, was it you or me? Which one of us had the sinus infection? And then he just stares at the camera. Nobody stares at the camera. Owens is just like, this ain't on air, so I can do what I want.
The best.
And then he walks away.
A couple things to note. Renee Young, tremendous on the commentary here.
Yeah.
Like, she's much freer. And I think that doing this is going to help her on Raw so much more.
I almost wish she had a word of the hour.
Be funny if she started doing it and it was good.
Because it would be. The word of the hour. Relevant.
I am.
No, I mean the bit would be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's tremendous. A couple other changes.
Yes, sir.
Round robin this time around, which I couldn't be more happy about.
Oh, I was so sad to see some teams like eliminated from one match.
Goldust and Mandy Rose, I wanted so much more from that.
Absolutely.
I wanted that to invade television.
Yeah.
And the fact that we got one match out of them was such a bummer.
It's sinful with how natural they paired together.
So we're gonna get a lot more from Team Pause and
So excited.
what did they call Monster Eclipse, Ember Moon and Braun Strowman.
I love mashup names.
Yep.
It's so dumb. And it looks like each team's getting a shirt
Yeah,
for it too.
Phenomenal Flair,
Phenomenal Flair.
Asuka.
Tell me because look, I might look into this shirt if it exists. Okay.
Team Pause.
No.
Oh, Mahalisha.
Mahalisha. I'm going
God,
to
I'm
get.
excited for that. You need to see that interview.
I'm gonna. Yes, I do. Like now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Harper out of there. I'm gonna put Alicia behind her, and
Mahalisha.
her hat is gonna be up like here. It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
Just real quick before we get out, Andrew O'Hara, the best part of this week's Mixed Match Challenge, during the second match when Jimmy Uso randomly finding Natty's cat ears and then she'd left behind on the turnbuckle, then putting them on.
Because they're just having fun.
They're just having fun, and it's the best.
It is the best.
I love the MMC. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
So,
surprisingly, we're gonna have a ton to talk about next week, man.
yeah. Ooh, hey.
All right.
So I guess we need to do this
Do
one.
the other one.
This one too. Where is
Come
it?
on.
Yeah.
No.
This one. I think this is the one you want.
Yep. So yeah, fill time till I get to the thing because that's when I want to say the thing. Do the weird little thing. All right, here we go. Hey everybody, or hashtag WrestlePals. If you dig us, you like what we do, go to Facebook, facebook.com/WrestlePals.
What's up, Johnny Latinovich?
We're leaving. Sorry, sir.
Sorry.
I
love Liv Morgan.
He does.
That's for
Just
you.
so you know, now that you're here, now everybody knows. Good. And someone go tell Liv.
STL.
Facebook.com/WrestlePalsVA. Go and find us there. Or if you want to talk to us directly, and by us I mean Justin, at WrestlePalsVA on Twitter.
That's right, baby.
That's, yeah. It's
605 on the Tuber station.
it's
You understand?
accurate. You should schedule posts for 6:05 Eastern every goddamn day.
The Winnipeg Arena's going to be on fire.
So I've heard. Who's
Not the Road Warriors.
That's what I wanted. Thank you. If you want to get damn it. If you want to see all of our video back catalog, YouTube, search for hashtag WrestlePals. You'll find us on there. All of us being wrong about everything. Go back and watch.
Best.
We're stupid.
We're wrong all the time.
I like being wrong. That means I get gotted. Doesn't matter. John Gotti. That's what I got. Here we go. Or you can go to iTunes. Search for hashtag WrestlePals if you prefer the audio format. I understand if you don't necessarily want to look at us. It's completely understandable. If you want to get in touch with us individually, Justin's pretty much the easier one to get a hold of. You go to @thehulkster. That's real. @thehulkster on Twitter. Boom. Or if you want to support Justin, and you should, throw some cash his way, man.
Hey,
Patreon.com. I know that's the hard sell. I'm sorry. Patreon.com/ohhijustin. Go there. That's where WrestlePals.
I'm not going to strip.
That's where He may though. That's where WrestlePals lives and breathes. That's where his other baby project there, the program, finest music show on the internet. That's where it lives and breathes. That's where the Oh Hi Justin daily delve into madness happens.
Today was BoJack.
I'm
A little
sure.
bit.
I'm sure.
A little bit of BoJack.
Sure it was. And also the home of these ghouls. Go find out what that is. I'm not going to tell you. Just go look. And even if you can't throw a couple bucks that way, go support. Go interact. He thrives off of interaction. He really, really does. Me, not so much. That's all. Hashtag WrestlePalNate. You find me at the Nate Project on Twitter. You can tweet. I will see it. It'll freak me out. I'll feel a little weird about it. I'll think about responding for 3 days, and then I won't, but I'll feel bad. And then we'll get to the next week, and it repeats over and over again. It's very weird. But then all of a sudden, I'll respond every once in a while. Very odd. At the Nate Project on Twitter.
Sent.
Delete. Can you delete? I don't know if you can. I don't know how social media works. But, yeah, man. You ready to go home?
Sure.
I don't mean,
Maybe
I'm not
I'll
like
crash
throwing,
this
I'm not
time.
like throwing you out of the house. Maybe you'll make it. One can hope. Goddamn hashtag WrestlePals.
Never had nothing. Blue collar boys do it with their hands muddy. They don't want none. 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 Ain't no scared. No, they don't really want none. They don't 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 want none. Ain't no scared. No, they don't really.
I lost my keys and my little doggy's bone. So I pick him up and I'm gonna carry home. But he a mean dog, bit me in the spare rib. And I'm take him home, put him in the baby crib. Yeah, I don't know the words, AJ Styles. You know what you are? You're phenomenal. Phenomenal.